BrokeN Boys. Welcome back in person to BrokeN Boys. We have 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row. Yeah, we're on a roll. We should keep it up. I'm Mike.
I'm Colin.
And I hope you enjoy our beautiful episode that we've been waiting for. We've been waiting for these construction guys to come by and give some beautiful background ambience to add to the beautiful ambience of last episode.
Yes. It's gonna sound great. I hope you love it.
Yeah.
But just hopefully it'll end at some point. But who knows?
We will see.
Lots of ever since all the college kids are gone, they've been doing a lot of construction all over the place. Around here. So it'll be fun. It's exciting.
It sure is. I'm sure it'll be fine though. And also, I want to say for last week's episode, sorry for being like overblown as hell. I put in the description that I was like, oh, we're so sorry about having the wrong title card. We hope you can forgive us for ruining the episode or something. Yeah. But I also didn't notice that it got completely overblown because it didn't look like that when I edited it, but apparently it exported that way. And all of my phone videos are exporting that way. I noticed that when trying to upload a piano cover, I was like, this is overblown as hell. Why does it look like this? And I was like, oh, maybe that's what Colin meant when he texted me saying we look overexposed.
Our personalities are just too bright.
Yeah, we were too bright last week. So hopefully I have today and tomorrow to figure it out. But I should have a new... I'm not going to be editing it the same way I did last week because that's just
peace movie maker.
Yeah, gone way too late. But we'll see where that goes. But other than that, hopefully we look clear. Hello. And we're going to be talking about ClaNcy this week. Highly anticipated for us.
We have a special guest. Max is back there sleeping. But funnily enough, not our only sleeping guest we've had.
That's true.
With Loki around.
Yeah, he wasn't on camera.
But neither is Max, though. It's just a pile of blankets.
Right, yeah. Maybe at some point you'll hear, zombie noises back there or something.
Yeah. The zombies of what she's become.
Exactly. Yeah. Mindless zombies walking around. No, I shouldn't say that because that's mean. I was just thinking of another 21 Pilots Zombies lyric. Okay.
Only 2 of those, and there's one from the new album and one from Heavy Dirty Souls.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Routines in the Night and Heavy Dirty Souls.
Yep.
But we'll get into that.
We will get into
First
that.
Off, though, how was your week, Mike?
Oh, you're taking the lead? That's okay. My week was fine. I have a few stuff on here. Really, the week started off last week when we went to the listening party up near our hometown. We went to... Oh, nice. I have mine on my wall.
You get some more sticky stuff.
Yeah, I just have a little tape on there and it's already fallen off once. So,
awesome.
We went to the listening party for ClaNcy. The album had already been leaked for 24 hours, maybe a little bit more at that point. But that was my first time listening to it. I was able to save myself until then. It was good. We went with our buddy Zane, and it was really fun. I mean, that was my first time seeing him in actually probably exactly a year, to be honest.
Me too.
Because I don't think I saw him when I left school, because I think we were going to get one last lunch, and he was like, oh, enough credits. And I was just gone. But
first time I really saw him. I saw him at McDonald's a couple times, but
that's right. Yeah,
I didn't spend any significant amount of time with him.
Yeah,
it was good to see him.
But it was good to see him. Good to listen to the album. It was great. We'll get more into that, but it was cool. It was I actually really liked listening to that with a group of people around. For the first 3 songs, people were singing and it sounded cool. It was like, this works pretty well. And then people were very respectful for the rest of the album. I had 2 worries going into that. I was worried we were going to have bad speakers potentially, and I was worried that people were going to be rude in some way, either singing along or overreacting or something along those lines. No, everyone was really chill, and the music was at a good enough level that we were able to kind of have one-off little comments to each other, and it wasn't distracting at all. So
it was nice singing the first 3 songs with everybody. That was a nice experience.
Yeah, especially next semester. That was great. I mean, basically everyone rapping to overcompensate as well. It was really good, and it was a cool experience. I'm glad that went well because I had some worries going into that. But then after that, I indulged in the leak once. I know.
Leak listener.
I was a leak listener, but just once. I clicked on Lois Griffin. That was the whole thing. I just want to explain real quick in case I come back and watch this episode because I may forget. But like the way the album, maybe not the way the album was leaked, but the most common way to consume this leak was on a website called ClaNcy and Bio, where there was a picture of Lois Griffin holding a torch.
The Lois bearer.
Yeah, like the torch bearer from Trench. Mm-hmm. And then when you clicked on her, you got sent to a page with all the lyric sheets and then a link to where you could download the album a week early. I indulged in it once just because I wanted to write a good review for Album of the Year. And also, like, I did like one like in-depth listening, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. I did it like I think the day after the listening party. So, but yeah, did that. Oh yeah, Wheel for Artist Analysis. Do we?
I got it set up.
Okay, cool. I forgot about that. I was reading my notes. Other than that, it's been pretty chill week, I would say. I did get bombed on Album of the Year a little bit. For my album Coping Mechanism. Some just like, dickless, powerless asshole decided to just profile this account that has no reviews or anything, just decided to put a 0 on Coping Mechanism, put a 0 on another user-made project as well. And no reviews or anything, doesn't have a shout box, doesn't have anything. It's just like...
Why would you do that?
Because he can. I think that's literally the whole point for it, is because he can. And he has like, a few other reviews of, just ratings of albums. But I was just like, why? Yeah, it's just shitty. So like my album went from like I think like a 78 to a 65.
Damn, bro.
It's just like, what the hell? So if you got an Album of the Year account, feel free to support your boy. Give an honest review. Don't just put hundreds or something like that.
Yeah, or do.
Listen
to the album.
Yeah, if you feel like it's worth a 100, that's cool. But that was just kind of like, wow, I was like, what the hell? Why? So that was a little sad. But also over the last couple weeks, I've been learning my capitals of the world, just because unconfirmed ADHD. Sometime this week, I was able to get my first 100% on it. So I do know all my,
like U.S. capital? Or you said around?
No, world capitals.
Oh, wow.
So country capitals.
For all.
And some of those are
however many.
197.
Damn.
And some of them are gibberish, let me tell you. There was a lot in Africa that I had to do multiple times to be like, oh, what is going on? Like, I think Burkina Faso is like Ouagadougou.
Oh, that's fun though. I like that.
It is fun, and once I realized how to like, well, maybe that's not how you say it, but once I like realized like Ouagadougou, I'm like, oh, that kind of does stick out. But the whole time when I was like trying to figure everything else out, I'm like, dude, that's like gibberish. What is that?
Dougie Mega Doo-Doo.
Exactly. Yeah, and then there's a few that I'm still trying to like anchor in on, because I tried doing it a couple days ago after taking a few days off from it. I was like, oh, I can't remember these. That's pretty cool, I guess. I like being cultured just in the names of things and where they are.
You're like Sarah at the beginning of The Last of Us with Jakarta.
That's right. Yeah. They didn't teach me that in school, though. Nope.
Surprised they were teaching them that in 2003.
True.
To be honest.
Yeah. I don't think. I mean, I've talked about this before, but I swear I never learned any like geography stuff.
I really don't think so.
Like there was an AP Human Geography course in high school that a lot of people took, but I didn't, because band, I remember, made that kind of hard for us to take as an elective.
Yeah.
Like we could have, but it would have like really made things weird. I don't think I like ever did like in our US. I took like normal US history, and I do remember learning a little bit like one time about where some European countries are, because I do remember learning about Luxembourg for some reason, and I was like, oh, that's a small little country in Europe, and then now I know there's like 3 other smaller countries in Europe. I don't think I like ever learned geography stuff. Luxembourg is Luxembourg.
Oh, really?
Yep. I took a second to think about that. I was like, oh wait, no, it's just Luxembourg. A lot of those small ones are just their name, except Liechtenstein, which is Vaduz for some reason. Very, it's a fun one.
Vaduz.
But yeah, there was that. I finished Dying Light a couple days ago as well. Final review of it. Gameplay is actually really fun. I think the progression of it is done really well, to the point where like the beginning of the game is like hard, but then as you get more skills and stuff, it's like really naturally just progressive, like, and it feels really good to play at like a higher level. Story is ass though. Oh, yeah. Story is very bad. Yeah, like literally during that whole, throughout the whole time, I'm like, this is just cliche after cliche after cliche, and it's like, oh, I'm supposed to care about this girl because she's hot and a badass. Like, she doesn't have a character though. There's a lot of that going on. Main voice actor, I guess, was pretty okay, but like by the last mission, I was like, do you mind if I slightly spoil?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay. Spoiler alert for Dying Light, whenever that came out.
13-year-old games.
Maybe, something like that. The whole time, like, this whole game is like, how like Far Cry 3 had like Boss, and like that was like the big bad villain, like holding over everything pretty much. They basically ripped that off with a character named Rise in this game, and it's like the whole time it's like, oh, these are Rise's minions that you're fighting, and you got to take out these outposts from Rise or whatever. So he's supposed to be like this big bad, really cliche, but whatever. The final battle against him is a quick time event.
Really?
Yeah. It's just a few quick time events right after one another. I'm like, what the hell are we doing here? And then it just kind of ends, and I'm like, what the? Okay, that is really bad. Gameplay is really fun though, so if you don't care about story, I'm sure it's a great game. For me, I guess I'm just like somewhere in the middle of it, but it was really fun to play, and really good progression and parkour and stuff. So
that's good.
That was good. Yeah, I think it's really all about that happened this week. I drove down here today. I saw a Cybertruck for the first time on the middle of an Illinois highway. I was like, okay, don't crash, you'll die. But your car won't, but you will.
Yeah.
I think to those guys, that's what matters most.
Yeah, honestly.
But
bury me in my Cybertruck.
Exactly. Elon will attend my funeral. There was pretty much just that. But yeah, that's about it for me. Oh, how was your week?
It's all right. Didn't work too much. I only got scheduled for a couple days because I requested off yesterday and today so I can get ready for the podcast and do the podcast. But I was given Thursday off as well, and I didn't work Monday because that was the last day I requested off for my little weekend away. So I only worked 2 days, which was nice. It's surprisingly busy one of the days. I was like, okay, don't like this, but hey. Let's see. Just it was a lot of just anticipating 21 Pilots this week.
Really?
But,
while you look, I forgot to mention, I also got a little journal with all the ClaNcy lore in it. Oh, I'll just show you one page. I'll leak it. There's not even words on that one, but there's words on other ones. There you go. There's like a ClaNcy note or whatever. And it comes with the CD. And I got this. It would have been really exciting if the album didn't leak, because I got this like 5 hours early.
Right.
But it's okay.
I was a little upset though, because my black box set that I bought like literally the moment I got the email for it, like the day that it became available. It was supposed to come yesterday by 7. And then 7 hit, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe it'll come tomorrow. I looked at the UPS like tracking thing, and it says Monday by 7, and I'm like, damn. And I probably won't even come Monday because that's Memorial Day. Oh, so it's like, motherfucker. Yeah.
Is that being sent like up by us?
No,
down here. Okay,
but
cool.
Still, it's like, that sucks. And then my vinyl's not coming until Wednesday, I don't think. But
nice. Yeah, I ordered a vinyl from Walmart, but I'm gonna check the record store here if they have one. Then I'm gonna cancel on that Walmart.
But yeah, we went to Walmart and I found ClaNcy in the Wild, and I was like, ooh,
nice. ClaNcy in the Wild.
Yeah, the Walmart exclusive vinyl, and I was like, cool. Yeah, that's neat.
The Walmart one is cool.
It is nice. It's like a red and black splotch.
Yeah, it looks a little more basic than the others, but like I got it, so if that's what I get, I'll be happy with it.
Birthday was good.
Right.
Went to this restaurant in a little downtown area, like right next to the record store we went to, and that was kind of mid, but and the wait was really long. But it was, it was a Friday night, so like, and it's half a bar as well, so it's like kind of made sense that it was a little packed and slow. But still, it was like, the first place we went was like hour 15-minute wait to sit, and I was like, yeah, okay, we can find somewhere else. And then it was like an hour and 15-minute wait for food at the place we went.
They just forgot the hour part.
Yeah. And it was okay.
It'll be a 15-minute wait plus or minus 60 minutes.
Right. Listening party was good. Had fun. I got Hit Me Hard and Soft on vinyl.
That's
there.
right. Yeah.
Very pretty pressing. It's in my closet, but it's.
Is it like what's the word? Colored?
Yeah. It's like and that. There's my phone.
I don't know. Is that under the poster?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a picture on Snapchat. Or a video on Snapchat. I can.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you posted it. Oh, yeah. It's like Weezer Blue.
Yeah, maybe. There you go. Yeah, but it's a pretty little pressing, and it sounds good on vinyl. So, good. It was cool. Went to a nice little barbecue place after that.
I forgot to mention that. But...
Tasty.
Yep.
And then we went to. My mom took me out to dinner on Sunday. We went to a sushi place.
Nice.
And that was good. It was good. The waiter was a little flirty. With my mom.
I was gonna say with who?
A little bit. At least that's what it seemed like. He probably was just trying to be fun and funny, but like he was nice. But he was talking to my brother a lot, and he was like, I don't even know. They were talking about Noah was talking about his girlfriend, and he's like, and how she's half Mexican. And he was like, yeah, but I don't know any Spanish. And the waiter was like, I'm taking a lot of Spanish because I'm in the same situation. And I was like, oh, cool. But yeah, he was just coming over, small talking with us throughout the time we were there. And at one point, Noah, I don't know for what reason, he called me a fucking loser. And that was like right after the waiter had started walking away. And I had felt like he said that, and then I felt somebody like rub my back, and I thought for a solid couple seconds that it was the waiter rubbing my back. Because I felt it, and then I slowly turned and I saw it was Noah's arm, and I was like, oh. And then he was like, what? I was like, I thought it was the waiter. I don't know why. That killed my siblings. I don't know why I thought that. But it was good. Then we went to Andy's Creamery for.
Oh, I've never actually been to one of those.
Andy's is good.
I've seen those a lot.
Yeah, I love custard. It's really good.
Yeah.
It was a blueberry chocolate chip custard.
Ooh.
It was very tasty.
Interesting.
A couple of years ago, they had a blackberry I love waffle cone. So it was
I'm not
good.
a big blackberry guy, but I'm sure it was good.
It was tasty. I love blackberry. My dad got me this Stitch Lego set, and I'll try to take down.
Can you safely get that?
Maybe.
I was looking at that. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like the ears a lot.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, the head like kind of moves too.
Yeah,
that's actually really sick.
It moves. Got a little ice cream cone.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was fun to build. Quick little. It was like a 2-session build, but
yeah, that's cool.
It was fun. I love Legos, so if it's not obvious, you can't see you guys, but
there are a lot of Legos around here.
We got a lot of Legos. I'll fix that later. Came back down here. Max has been dealing with like this mystery, like illness all week. Like not like contagious, but she was like first. We thought it was bug bites because she's got red bumpy itches like all over her legs and her arms and her like stomach and everything because she was staying at her sister's house and like they've had an ant problem. So we thought maybe it's ant bites. And then like she just kept getting more and they were super itchy and like she had a fever and we're like maybe it's not that. So they went to the ER to the doctor first and they were like, yeah, I don't know what this is. So they went to the ER, and hi Max. But they were, and they were like,
you sharing my personal information?
Yeah, I'm sharing all your like everything.
Hope you feel better.
But and then they were like, it's hand, mouth, and foot disease. Which is like a little kid disease.
I was gonna say, isn't it something like babies get?
Yeah, it's something like adults aren't really like capable of getting, or it's very, very rare for them to get. And like that's contagious, but like adults aren't really gonna get it. So her brothers were down.
She can't be seeing any young kids.
Right, yeah, her brothers were down, and one of them's like 3, so like she couldn't spend the time over there, so she was over here, and I didn't get anything, and I slept on the floor. We weren't really touching, so it was like, I didn't get anything. I haven't gotten anything, but there was a follow-up. She went to a follow-up at the doctor yesterday, and they were like, I don't think it's hand, foot, and mouth disease. So it's like, and we still don't know what it is. So it might be lupus. It could be like something or other. But it's been fun. She's been very itchy, taking oatmeal baths and stuff to soothe it and everything. But yeah, it's been good.
It's been good.
Has it been good? Shake your head.
Got the head shake.
Yeah. That's about it this week. I mean, ClaNcy came out. That was good. I indulged in the leak a tad. I didn't listen to the whole album. I listened to Midwest Indigo and Routines in the Night like twice, and I was like, I'll wait till the rest. I wasn't gonna listen to the ending of Paladin Strait that we didn't get at the listening party. I wanted to wait till the album came out to actually experience that, and I did.
Right.
I waited. So, and I was a little bit of a leak listener, but hey.
Test.
Hey, what am I gonna do? Not
execute.
But did I write anything? Oh, the new Fortnite season started yesterday as well. That was fun. It's been fun. It's like an apocalyptic kind of Mad Max situation. There's a Fallout collab.
Makes sense.
Which is, it's cool. It's fun. I played with Zane a couple matches before he came, and we got 2 dubs. So
wow,
yeah.
You guys gotta invite me.
Yeah, we should.
I'm looking. I mean, I'm gonna be ass, but
hey.
I'm gonna bring down the level for everyone.
No, I mean the season just started, so we're all low level again.
Oh, so. Okay.
Yeah, but that's been fun. We'll definitely play together.
Yeah.
Just let us know when you're available.
I'm pretty much always available. It's kind of sad.
But there was we'll probably talk about it, but Tono Pilots did the live stream for all the music videos.
Yeah.
That was fun to watch. But we can get into that once we start talking about ClaNcy. Otherwise, I didn't listen to anything new this week. It was just, again, waiting for ClaNcy. I think I just listened to Billie Eilish.
Did I listen to anything new? No, I didn't. It was just ClaNcy.
Yeah, I just listened to a lot of Billie Eilish before ClaNcy came out. So
yeah,
and update on Hit Me Hard and Soft before next week's monthly roundup. But it might be my favorite work from her. It's
really?
Yeah, like the more I listen to it, the more I love it, and the more I like dig into it. I love the lyrics, I love the performance, the production's fantastic. It's really fucking good.
Yeah, but I guess I'll give my update as well. I kind of went a little bit the opposite way, just slightly. I still want to give it a few more listens, because I still think some more listens will give me more benefit, but I have already given it like 4 or 5 listens or so. I think it's like basically right on par with Happier Than Ever for me.
Okay.
I think both of them are very similar in terms of like very ambitious, and like the highs are really, really high, and I love them a lot. But like just some of the low parts really just kind of bring down the average a little bit for me. But so like I still think like she has yet to do like a really, really good album that I love, but like she's done a lot of songs that I love. Yeah. She's kind of a weird one for me, but yeah. But I still want to listen to a little bit more, because I may still change my opinion on it. It's definitely one you got to sit with a little bit.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
But yeah, music news. You got some stuff written down.
Yeah, there was a few ones. Well, Jenna's version, or no, the single version of The Craving came out before the album did. We'll get into that a little bit more. Actually, we wrote down thoughts for it. Well, I think we did, right? Okay.
I wrote down music video thoughts as well as songs.
Okay, yeah, so we'll get to that when we get to the actual album, but that did come out like Wednesday or something like that.
Yes. Or Tuesday, something like that.
Yeah, so we'll get to that when we go through the album. Magdalena Bay, I mentioned last week or the week before that they were teasing something. They did announce a song or something for next week sometime, like early in the week. So I'm looking forward to that. which is pretty good. Imagine Dragons released a song on ClaNcy Day. So
Good idea.
good idea. It was called Just So You Know or something like that. And it's kind of like a sexy track. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like the thought of that.
I don't like the sound of it. It's not like the worst thing in the world, but it's also just like, ugh. This is not that great.
It's not about on par with
yeah,
everything else.
I think their album Loom is like 10 songs or something.
Boy.
So first two, not great. And then AJR did a little acoustic thing of their song Inertia from Maybe Man, if you even remember that one.
I do not remember that.
I remember that one because it was by far my least favorite on the album because the production was god awful on it. But they released an acoustic version that people on Album of the Year had like a 86 or something like that, and I was like, what the hell? For an AJR song, are we sure? And then I listened to it, I was like, I don't know about this. It's an acoustic version, sure, I guess. If an acoustic version to you means pitch shifting down one of the choruses with your vocals, and also having a whole bunch of electronic production in the second half of it. Like, it's orchestral electronic production, but it's still that grandiosity of AJR.
Sounds like Toy Pilots on TV Unplugged.
In some ways, but even that, it's like you could tell it's being played live, so there's a difference. This one, it's like there's clearly a whole bunch of like post-production shit happening. It's like that's literally defeats the purpose of an acoustic version. I did not like that nearly as much as everyone else did. Well, I think it was mostly AJR fans because I think it was less than 100 ratings, but still, I was like, what the hell? What? No. I mean, it's better than the original song, but it's still not good.
What's that pitch?
It's probably not a note. It sounds flat. The Pilots did another concert last night.
Yes, Newport Music Hall.
Did you see anything from there?
Yeah, I saw a crazy set list.
Yeah, me as well.
And Josh singing.
Yeah,
so that was cool.
Yeah, they did a few new songs. I think it was just Midwest Indigo and Oldie Station that they did live. And on Midwest Indigo, Josh did a little singing for the first time since like Regional at Best days, I think.
Yeah.
And
since the Unplugged.
well, true.
For like a concert.
Yeah, concert. Yeah, that's true. But still, I was just like, yo, Josh singing. And then also, you want to announce it? You love this song.
Oh yeah, I do. It's Slow Town. They played Slow Town live the first time since 2012. I think I saw. And Tyler brought out the fucking guitar.
Yeah.
The fucking videos of them starting to play that are blood curdling. The screams and the excitement from the crowd was insane.
I love that people did start catching on slightly before it like actually started, just from the chords he was playing. I was like, as a lover of chords, that makes me happy.
That's one of my favorites from Regional at Best.
It's up there for me too.
It's a super fun song, and I'm glad that they're giving Regional at Best a little bit of love at least. Yeah, I know they had a little like museum exhibit called the Fan Premiere Event in Columbus, where they had a bunch of like artifacts and stuff. Like I
heard nothing about this.
Oh really? No. Yeah. They had like a self-titled CD, a Regional at Best CD. Like it was all just on display. Like they had Bishop robes. They had Tyler's ripped up tank top from the Reading Leads Festival incident. But yeah, they had Regional at Best stuff there, which was cool to see. I mean, I didn't see anything. It was like a no phone event, so I just saw somebody write down what they saw.
That's cool.
But it was cool. Probably really cool. But yeah, the Newport concert was really great. From what I saw, they played Hometown into Slopetown into Fake You Out, which is another cool one. That's one of my like lesser favorite tracks on Vessel. That's not my thing, but like hearing the rap live, the energy in that room is fantastic. Tyler had to stop playing for the Craving for like 30 or 40 seconds.
Oh, Evidence.
Yeah, he was like crying because
man.
it was the first time performing in front of Jenna. But it was very cute. And yeah, Midwest Indigo and Oldie Station sound really fun live. But yeah, I wish it was me. But
yeah. But yeah, I mean, seeing all these old stuff that they're pulling out from the grave, really.
Yeah. Especially Trapdoor, like, but
Oh yeah. Seeing those, it's like one thing, but Regional at Best. I mean, I've mentioned this before, but there was a time when they didn't even acknowledge Regional at Best, like,
And they rarely
at
do.
all. They still rarely do. But to see it like being played is actually crazy. I know I said that about the first album too, but you know, still. Regional at Best basically was just Forest and Kitchen Sink for them.
Yeah.
And even those were like in little medleys and stuff. Well, I guess this was also, but
Not really.
they only did like the first verse and chorus.
Not really.
Yeah, of Slow Town. It was like part of a little medley.
that's
At least I'm pretty sure.
All right.
Hell yeah.
It's great.
But
They got a little cherry picker out there that's just I don't know what they're doing,
yeah.
but it's gonna be great. It's
It's gonna be awesome.
Hopefully they stop soon, but
yeah, all I want to say is that if there's a real chance now that we're going to see Anathema,
Yeah.
because they did do that one live a lot, I think, during Regional at Best era. So like, if we get Anathema, I'm gonna be pretty happy.
This is gonna be their Eras tour, and I'm very excited.
pretty
for
much,
it.
pretty much. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I think that's all I have for.
Apple Music also finished up
Oh, yeah.
top 100 albums of all time. Not great.
Yeah,
T-Pab did not make the cut, but 1989 Taylor's Version Deluxe did.
absolutely.
So, hey, at least we got justice for Taylor.
Yeah. At least we got that again.
Yet again. But Miseducation of Lauryn Hill was number 1, which I was watching the Hive Mind video, and they said it was something about that it might tie into the fact that Lauryn Hill is releasing another album soon.
Oh.
So it could have been partly that.
Could have been. John was sending me some videos on it as well. Maybe he was sending them to you too. But one of them was like the people. I don't know if it was the people who picked them, but at least people who were part of the picking.
Yeah.
Doing a discussion on it. And
So one of the woman's like, yeah, I would have picked T-Pab.
maybe I don't exactly remember. But John said something along the lines of they said that one of them was really rooting for Thriller to get number 1, and they wanted Thriller to get number 1, but they thought it was too predictable. That's what they said. And I'm like, okay, Thriller's too predictable for number 1, so you're going to put Lauryn Hill at number 1 instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because that's not predictable at all.
Right.
But you know, just various little reasonings like that. And he also sent me one about, you're like, why'd you guys go with Good Kid, Mad City instead of T-Pab? It's like, well, because T-Pab is a lot more understanding, you know. Good Kid, Mad City is a lot more immediate or whatever, or something along those lines. It's like,
John sent that one to me. I kind of went off on it. I was like,
yeah, I did too. Poor Johnny. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I was just like, okay, I guess that's the metric we're reviewing these albums by now, is
the
how
album's
accessible
like,
they are.
Yeah, it's like accessible and it's easy to digest. And I told John, I was like, last time I checked, Sing About Me is on Good Kid, Mad City.
True.
Also, last time I checked, T-Pab have songs like All Right, King Kunta, and I, which are all big, like easy to consume radio kind of songs. I said, what's the problem with having to dig in a little bit? That's what makes the album so good and such a classic.
Exactly.
Having to understand what it's about and what it did to the community and black culture in general. It's like, what a fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
But,
I agree.
yeah, it was just, okay, whatever.
Yeah. But hey,
What are you gonna do?
well, I think what we can do is we can talk about ClaNcy now. I think.
We can do that.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Last week we did a track by track on Hit Me Hard and Soft, and this week we're gonna go a little track by track on ClaNcy, as well as talk about each music video, except for the 3 that were released prior to this week.
Yeah, we already talked about those. I don't, at least for me, I don't have much more to say about those music videos.
We can mention like things that we like about them.
Yeah.
But, like, we don't have to go in depth.
Yeah, I do kind of go in depth a little bit. I have a lot of words on here, so
I have a good amount of words too.
yeah.
But yeah, we're we're gonna talk about the song and then the video, and then the song and then the video. So 13 tracks, 14 videos. Well, 13 at the moment. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to start? Would you like to start?
I think before we start, just because I know you mentioned they had the live stream.
Yes.
I watched that as well. I don't know how much there is to say other than it was a good time. I wasn't expecting it to be almost 2 hours long.
Yeah.
I thought it was just going to be the music videos playing one after another, to be honest. But instead we kind of got a run for our money on another podcast with Tyler, Josh, and Mark.
Yeah, it was very fun though. Very fun. I love those little moments that we get with them just having fun and talking to each other.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the bit with Josh eating something new after every song was really funny.
The fucking in the beginning when Tyler gets mad about the leak with the balloon and everything, that was good. He serenaded us a little bit. But just hearing Tyler go into like what the music video means, what the songs mean to him, what they all this. It was very fun to watch. Very nice thing that we've never really gotten other than like the Vessel live stream.
Right, true.
But even then, it's just like we don't really get him talking about the lore except for this era.
Yeah.
So it's like it's very cool to see.
Yeah.
Very good live stream though.
Yep, it was a good one. Cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, you asked me who should start. I don't know. Who do you want to start?
Did you start for Billy?
I think you started for Billy. Did you? Actually, I have no idea.
I'll start.
Okay.
Let's start with Overcompensate.
Birthday boy gets 2 starts.
I didn't start on
I'm
Billy,
kidding.
but it's fine. Overcompensate. What can I say that hasn't already been said? I think this is honestly the most trench-like this album gets.
Yeah.
And I'm happy about that. Because, I wanted ClaNcy to be its own unique thing without having to use Trench as a crutch.
Yeah.
And I think, and what you had said when that song came out, and what a lot of people were saying was how kind of kitschy the fucking Welcome Back to Trench thing is. It's like but when it came out, I was like, I love that. I'm kind of glad that it happened, but now I'm like, it doesn't really need to be there.
I kind of agree. I actually do.
I'm glad that we got that little Bandito, I created this world moment before the song actually starts, just to bring us back into the mindset of the lore and everything. But saying Welcome Back to Trench gets people excited for the same sound, and you don't get that this record.
Yeah.
But I love the song. It's fantastic. The verses on it are really fun. I love the Soul Corazon part. It's but it's a really, really fantastic opener, and it's gonna be really fun live.
Yeah, I mean, just to kind of bounce off that, I'm going to start on a negative note, I guess, first. I love this album a lot, so, I mean, this is kind of the little bit you'll get. But I do think the marketing of this album was maybe a little misguided, slightly. It was really cool, all, bringing back all this lore stuff, and, Welcome Back to Trench, and doing this I Am ClaNcy video, explaining the lore to people. Yeah. But then the album doesn't really do anything lore-wise, which I think is fine. It's cool, and I really like the album experience a lot. But it feels slightly misguided that this is a final chapter. And we'll get into it as well when we get into one of the music videos. But even the music videos don't really do too much for the story. No. There's a little bit of progression, but not really much.
No.
And maybe Paladin Straits can be this big thing, and also it kind of seems like they're teasing that something else is coming later, which again we'll get to. But I don't know. I feel like there was a little too much focus on the storyline in the marketing of this album when it's not really actually in the album.
Yeah, the marketing of this is the final chapter. We're gonna see this story conclude, and then getting the album and having there's nothing like Nico and the Niners or anything like that on this album.
In terms of lore.
In terms of lore. And it's okay, well, I would have loved a little bit more lore, but I'm glad that we got the stuff that we got that doesn't try to, it doesn't try to, shoe in some, have some, talking heads, I killed Nico or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we got unique stuff.
Yeah.
And it's stuff that doesn't need to be consumed as just solely lore. 'Cause,
Right.
like, when we first got the I Am ClaNcy video, it's like, all right, this is for all you lore lovers out
Pretty
there.
much. And also, like, even like beforehand, I mean, like, I know Tyler said this, like, I think a couple of years ago at this point, but he was saying, like, oh, I think the next album's going to be, you know, what did he say? Like, either like the end of the story, the final battle, or something along those lines. And just like it's going to be wrapped up and whatever. Oh, I remember he said it was going to be more lore focused.
Yeah.
Is what he said. Which, like I said, that was like 2 years ago. It's okay that it's not the same as that, but when he says that and the marketing is suggesting that and a whole bunch of stuff, it's kind of just like, I kind of wish it wasn't marketed that way, because I think that leads people into the album with expectations of something that's not there.
Right.
So that's my only like kind of gripe, but it's more with the marketing than it is with the music itself.
For sure.
So anyways, overcompensate. My thoughts. It still slaps. That elongated synth intro is already like iconic to me. And I actually listened to, on the way over here, I listened to ClaNcy and then Trench back to back. And then I listened to beginning of ClaNcy again, because that's about how much time I had. And I was like, you know what? I actually had the same thought that you said. I was like, this is definitely the most Trench-like track on here. But yeah, that intro is already iconic to me. The Bandito callback is beautiful, like you were saying. That tempo change beat switch is so cool. That's like one of the best rhythmic shit they've ever done. And Tyler's rap singing style is at full effect on this one in such a good way. And not to mention, that chorus is phenomenally catchy. It's so good. The energy is just perfect for an opening track. And even if it's not as much of like an opening statement as Jumpsuit is, I honestly find this track to be a lot more fun. And I think that is more indicative of what this album is. This album is definitely a lot more fun than like Trenches.
The amount of bops on this thing is actually crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, we'll get into a little, I'm going to keep saying that, but we'll get into a little bit more, but I don't have this in any of my notes, but there's a lot of little pieces that I think you can take from like basically all their albums, post-regional at best, and like ascribe to this album in some way. And I think this album kind of has the fun nature of ClaNcy, in my opinion. It's done better and like more mature, I guess, but like for ClaNcy, I have the same feelings of like, this is just fun. I like this a lot. So yeah, I put love it.
And the music video, fantastic.
Yeah, really, music video is still pretty cool.
Video. And also like the only other lore video that we've gotten other than what we'll talk about later.
Exactly. But yeah, Next Semester is the next song. It said, speaking of songs I love, Next Semester grew really hard on me. I think I liked it quite a bit when it first dropped. I think I enjoyed it. I don't exactly remember my initial thoughts, but it honestly just gets better every time I listen to it. Josh is in this pop punk zone on the drums, and that happens a lot on this album. And like it just sounds so good on here. And Tyler's given one of his best vocal performances ever, I think. The lyrics are personal and revealing, but they fall directly into their strong anti-suicide messages that can be found throughout their discography. And I don't know, it's just a great song. It's catchy. The way it transitions between sections is like so seamless and so fun. And yeah, I'm honestly pretty comfortable calling it like one of their best songs, period. I feel it achieves like everything they strive for as a band. It's just like the pinnacle of their stuff. So
really. I started with My Beloved, my favorite of the singles. Also, the first in the saga of very introspective and personal songs that were that we've ever gotten from Tyler on this album, especially. I love the punky style; it really fits them, and I love the punchy feeling this one has, leading into that very sweet and soft ending with the ukulele. It's an amazing track with an amazing message, and the most personal, story we've gotten from Tyler about an experience that he had. So it's a very, very special track, and I also agree it's one of my favorites of theirs, period. It's fantastic. It's so fun, and it's gonna be so good live. Dude. I'm so excited for that one live.
But also when he was talking about this song a little bit, he talked about what I was mentioning. I think back when Next Semester dropped, is the baritone ukulele that he's been using a lot, and how he says that's his new love, and I understand. It sounds so good.
That's such a full sound.
It does. Beautiful. It's ukulele, but not quite as cringy.
No.
Yeah.
It's not that 2015.
Right. It feels fresh in some way, even though it's just a deeper, fuller sound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. I love that track. Also, another great video. Also, one of the only videos that we've gotten with the ClaNcy mask in it, and it's only for a split second, which is weird to me because I thought that'd be more prevalent.
Yeah, once again, I think the lore part of this album just...
I don't know. Yeah. But, like, even Next Semester wasn't lore heavy at all, but we had the ClaNcy mask in there. I thought it would show up a couple times, but it never did. Yeah. And, hey, that's okay. But I do like that mask a lot.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Let's get into the third single, Backslide. This track grew on me a lot since it came out. The way it plays off the themes that were laid out in Next Semester is just a showcase of how masterful Tyler is in his songwriting. What did that say? The disappointment in himself over Scaled Nicey and Saturday specifically is heartbreaking and so undeserved. I really love this track and what it exhibits about Tyler's habits and mental state while writing music and just in general, backsliding into that state of mind, and also really being critical of his own work, as all artists are, but really just it's the Scaled Nicey hate really got to them, it feels, and it's unfortunate because it's really overhated.
Yeah, but I agree.
Yeah, love that track. It's grown on me a lot.
Cool. Unfortunately, Backslide has only grown on me marginally. Just a little bit. I think the chorus on here is extremely well performed and written. I still don't love the verses on here, to be honest. It's kind of the only place on the album where I found the rapping to be a little undercooked and out of place for me, just for me. I also don't really love the instrumentation in the verses on this one, but it's more just personal preference stuff. But in a lot of ways, the song just centers around the climax of this, from the climax halfway through the chorus. That's like the main point of the song. So like it doesn't affect my enjoyment too much, but it's still there. That hook is infectious. It's going to be so great to sing live. That was one, I think, at the record shop, that singing with everyone was also really nice.
That was really fun.
That chorus is really, really good. I'm not a huge fan of the verses on this one, but
it is kind of one of the weirder ones on here. So it's just the way in which it's the rap verses are kind of thrown in there, especially with like in the video, at least with the little kid and everything. Him talking to himself was interesting.
I like the message of it a lot.
Yeah, for sure. It's a great message, but it is a weirder one. But it has grown on me a lot. I don't know, something about it. I just like the message and the feeling of it really hit me. So.
Yeah, completely fair.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Cool. Here we go. New song. All right. Midwest Indigo. One of the biggest things on this project that wasn't really shown in the singles, there's a lot of like 80s inspired synths on here. It goes very 80s synth pop in a lot of places. And this is probably, I have to think a little bit more, but I want to say this is probably the strongest it is on the album in terms of 80s synth stuff.
Yeah.
I would say. It kind of really throws you into the deep end a little bit. I think it's easily the poppiest cut on the record, but I really love Tyler's vocal inflection on this one, especially in the verses. I can't think of the lyrics right now, but there's like some part where he goes, oh, or whatever. I don't know. He like has a really, the way he sings it is just like really satisfying. I don't know. It's like the end of a phrase or something. He sounds like he's having a lot of fun, and I can already tell this one's going to be fun to just like sing along to in the car. And on the way over here, can confirm. Yes. That was one of the things that made me fall in love with Scaled Nicey like even more, is like listening to it on a nice summer day. Just like, this makes so much more sense.
Are there lyrics in here?
No, I don't think so. Unfortunately,
I guess that makes sense.
That's part of the reason why I wanted to get a vinyl, because I do want like a lyrics card. The instrumental build towards the end of the track is also really nice. I like how they build off one another and all that. It's an all-around pretty good pop cut. But the only thing I'm not really loving right now are the lyrics, and that's kind of stuck with me as well. I don't know. There could be like a metaphorical meaning that I'm not picking up on, but kind of at face value, they're just kind of all right. I don't really love like the, I can't think of the lyrics right now, but like the whole part was like, what's your ETA? 2 minutes. So, like that whole section, I was like,
2 minutes.
That, and then like, you make me sad. Second guess myself. I'm just like, you could have phrased that a little bit better or something. I don't know. It just. I don't love the lyrics on this one, me personally, but I do think the instrumental is really fun and the song is really fun. So yeah, it's a great track.
Yeah, new song. I said maybe the perfect representation of what it's like to live in the Midwest, especially in the winter. I said I feel like this one is about that seasonal depression and how something as simple as how it feels and looks outside can affect people. I said I love the vibes of this one. The return of that punky, at least almost Blink 182 feel on this one. Tyler sounds great, and Josh is getting to have a lot of fun on this album. I love the lyrics are super fun. They're not like super deep or anything, but I do maybe think it's about like seasonal depression,
right? Yeah,
and how it feels in the winter and everything. And the music video, which we'll talk about in a sec, kind of showcases that a little bit, at least what it looks like outside. But yeah, it's just Midwest indigo. There's also the talk of like indigo and like it's a blue but deeper, and like blue is the sign of defeat. So that could have something to do a little bit with the lore, but I don't know if that's what he was thinking. But it is a very fun song. I had a lot of fun singing along to it. But the music video for Midwest Indigo. Might gotta go back to the back here. There they are. Nope. Yes. Music video. Jim was the first thing I thought would be.
First conscious thought. With the pick.
With the pick.
I forgot about. I thought you like did have a thought until you showed up in the car.
They start on a frozen lake, which is a very cool shot. Tyler's in long overalls with the ClaNcy paint or the blurry face paint getting all over his shirt and everything. Josh is just in a weird space where he usually is. I said this one feels so fun and happy-go-lucky, playing on a frozen lake with those cool shots from Tyler skating across the lake with the camera were fun. Jim again. Jenna and Josh's brother.
Jordan. Gets left out of the J's.
So this one was fun, and it fits the vibe of the song super well. But I had a good time with it. I liked the aura.
Video. I said it looked like they had a lot of fun shooting this one. It's pretty much just a performance on a frozen lake, but there's a lot of funny little one-offs here and there, such as like Colin was saying, the Tyler's pick having Josh's dog Jim on it, and then like him showing Josh looked like a genuine thing. That was really funny. And also, like Josh and Jim turning their heads at the same time in the car. It was great.
When they say that dogs look like their owners, or almost look like the dogs,
very golden retriever energy.
When Josh opens his mouth, it looks exactly like the pick. It's like, dude, they were meant to be.
It's really funny. And then also like the reveal of Tyler on ice skates filming some stuff on there was also really fun. It's just a fun vibe that matches the fun nature of the song.
For sure.
But the music video is not really all too significant in my opinion. It's just like, this is a good vibe and the song's a good vibe. Makes sense.
It's kind of a running theme. So.
It is,
but yeah, good song.
Good song.
Routines in the Night, track 5. I said yet another track dipping into that topic of habits and routines in this case. Getting into that idea of staying up late in order to get into that creative space, digging into memories and what the fuck does that say? Prior experiences to find topics in order to make music about. I feel is a common trope for musicians, and I'm sure there's a lot of songs that are about this feel, but like just the routines of like nobody's awake. You're in that kind of in-between space where you're alone and you're looking into yourself and you're like, this is, I can make songs about this. This is where I am right now. but the chorus on this one is an insane earworm, and I love the production. It's just another really fun track that I really like.
Routines in the Night. Oh, it's on the next page. I said this is just Blurry Face, but with good production and writing. I don't know what it is about the drums on this track, but they are like so infectious to me. Even though it's like a relatively simple pattern, like the way it's produced and performed, it just like it's so, I don't know, it's so groovy. It makes me want to just bob my head, groove. Again, Tyler's vocals match this song just perfectly, and it seems like this is like, at least on my first listen, I thought this was like the first like lore heavy song on the album. It felt like it was, but it doesn't seem like people share that same thing. So like, okay, maybe not. But I still think all the lore has a basis in Tyler's life. So as a fellow night dweller, I really love the imagery and concepts explored on this one. I can relate to it quite a bit. The chorus is great too. It's another like something that's like simple, but just like the melodic phrasing, like the words he chooses, they just work perfectly alongside like the instrumental and like the melody and everything, and it all just like meld together perfectly. It's a great cut. There's a lot of Blurry Face influence on this album, I would say, but like this one I think is one of the most like, this sounds like Blurry Face. It's great. I love it.
I think I've seen this as like a common favorite, at least music video wise, from a lot of people that I've seen on Twitter and such. And I don't blame them at all. I think this one's really, really good.
Speaking of the music video, I said this video also feels very Blurry Face. A lot of red imagery and moody facial expressions. I remember when I was watching the live stream, going from like them looking so happy and having fun on the ice to Josh just like sadly playing the drums. I think it's kind of funny.
Had a little Harry Potter moment in the closet.
Under the stairs. They made the joke a lot of like, where are you gonna make him drum next? But like, the videos really have him drumming like everywhere on this album, seriously. Like more than usual. This video is also fairly simple, but I really like the various black and red color coordination stuff. That's always been one of my favorite color combos, so automatically it just makes this video visually captivating to me. But I also like the literal interpretation of the lyrics, with them playing in various spaces within a home. That's like the whole concept of it. The lore imagery with the bishop robes in there and the yellow flowers and all that. They're nice touches. I don't think they're like actual lore stuff, but it's like, hey, I recognize that. But it's just a visually pleasing one for me, and I think it matches the vibe of the song like really well. So.
Yeah, for sure. I said, though Tyler said that the lore bits are expensive, so not every song has one. Routines contains a lot of cool Easter eggs and lore related tidbits. The bishop robes hanging in the closet and the one standing menacingly behind Josh in one shot are great touches, as well as the yellow flowers on the desk. Another that fits the vibe, while it could have been Tyler roaming through Dima, going throughout, finding different places and stuff like that, or something. This accomplishes that same vibe without having to, go to a location to shoot or anything like that. Just a random house, empty house. I love it's very Blurry Face-esque. Even there was a shot of Tyler on the stairs keeping his eyelids open, and he had the red contacts from Fairly Local, which is another cool shot. I love the lighting, just how dark it is all throughout, and like the hand waking Tyler up in the middle of the night painted, and then at the end when he's waked again, it doesn't have any paint on it. So I don't know what that's about, but it was very cool. I like that video a lot. Very aesthetically pleasing, as you were saying. But
cool. Next song, Vignette. And I have, is this where I start? I started putting some updates on songs that I have feelings that change after my first listen, so when I start talking, it's my first listen speaking, and then if I say update, that means my feelings have changed a little bit. All right, cool. Vignette. It's a tribute to zombies, quite literally. This kind of falls into a similar pit that Backslide does for me, where I think the chorus is really good. This is some of the best Tyler falsetto we've ever gotten. But there's also some aspects of the song that don't hit me quite as hard. It's not the rapping this time around. I think that actually sounds pretty good on this one. But the little "no, no, not me, it's for a friend" refrain, I find it a little awkward, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it. And as someone who loves orchestral shit, I don't love the electronic strings on here.
You never do, though.
Yeah, I
On anything, like anytime there's like electronic strings, you're like,
that's what I mean.
and that's fair.
Yeah,
That's
sometimes they have their vibe. Like at the end of Chlorine, those are electronic strings, and those sound really fucking good. But I am very picky about that. They're okay, and it's cool hearing them play around with that sound. But my ears don't love that digitized string sound in this setting. Like I was saying, that's just one of my quirks. Oh, and Josh kills it on this one.
Yes, he does.
Update. I still think the chorus carries this track, but the strings don't really bother me as much anymore. I have grown and changed as a person.
The last 24 hours.
Yeah. Also, Tyler explaining on live stream that the song deals with addiction helps me appreciate the lyrics a little bit more. I think especially with that, and then the "no, not me, it's for a friend" thing, and then talking about addiction, it's like, okay, that makes a little bit more sense. I appreciate it a little bit more. I didn't connect that in my initial listens, but I think it helps me appreciate it more. I like the song quite a bit. That chorus has honestly, I was singing it in the parking garage before you came down, so hopefully no one heard that. But
just the construction guys.
Yeah, true. Yeah, no, it's a good one. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I also really like this one a lot. And straight from the horse's mouth, this one's about addiction. At least a certain part of that process.
Horse.
Yeah, I love the production on this one. I like the strings and those eagle screeches.
Yeah.
That, you know,
what's his name? Clifford
the Vulture. But the I love the effects that Tyler has on his voice with that in that falsetto moment, and the cool ass synths. This one's a banger, but I love any song from these guys with a little rap section. Also, don't know what addiction Tyler is referring to, but I don't think that we really need to know that. That's Tyler's personal business.
Just addiction in general.
But this one's a banger. I like the "No, not me, it's for a friend" Denial. But it's people were connecting something about fourth denial, but I don't remember that.
That's Denial number 4 from Ode to Sleep, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah. Hey, maybe.
There's also like, well, I guess that's a completely different thing. I was thinking Polarized. Deny. But
he's all about denial.
Yeah. True.
It's a river in Egypt. But I like this one a lot. That chorus is the thing that does carry this track, but it is really fantastic. I saw another person talking about what this could mean for the lore. It could be from the perspective of ClaNcy. He's a zombie of which he's become, which means he's been seizing bodies in Dima, stuff like that, and like not knowing where to go from here. Yeah. But hey, who knows? It's a really fun track though. Yeah. But the video, another dark one.
Another lake one too.
Yes. I love the red lighting and the spotlight. It's very dark and kind of fits that lost feeling. Tyler's over here sand walking. Wonder if he likes Dune. Yeah. Across the lake. I love that they kept some unserious moments in these videos.
Oh yeah.
Just it gives a very like homey and very personal vibe to them.
Sorry. Homey. That's one of my ticks.
But it's very fun. Like the moment I'm referring to is the no, not me, it's for a friend. Tyler like crosses his arms and faces away, and in a moment he's kind of breaking a little bit, and they kept that in the video, and it's very fun.
Oh, I must have missed that.
Yeah, he breaks a little bit, and then the reveal shot at the end made me actually lose it during during the live stream. It was like, what is he doing? And then at the end, it's bright outside, and it pans out. And it's just Josh's face in the snow on the lake. And
it looks pretty good too.
He tweeted earlier. Tyler tweeted earlier. He said, "This is my first attempt at click art."
It's not true. Jenna's version, single version.
Yeah, that's true.
The Craving single version.
Jenna's version, single version. But yeah, I like that video a lot. It's fun. That's a cute little video.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, for the vignette video, I said we're back on a snowy frozen lake, but this time under night with a flashlight providing a vignette effect. At first, I thought Tyler was trying to avoid summoning a sandworm with those movements through the snow. That's what I thought of the first shot, with his foot like making that weird movement. And as the music video went on, I thought this one was kind of dumb. That wasn't until the last 10 seconds, and then I thought it was genius. There's a lot of funny reveals in these music videos, and this is one of the best ones.
Yeah.
It just kind of makes the whole video like, okay, I get it. That's actually really funny.
Yeah.
So
it's just the boys having fun.
It is. Yeah. There's a lot of fun moments in these music videos, but
Very
cool. So I think you start this one next, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Next we have the Craving Jenna's version. We'll also talk about single version. Single
I
version.
thought we were talking about.
We'll talk about that when we get to the videos.
I thought the single version's the first one.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, it's okay. Single version, we heard the Craving Jenna's version first, and that was at the listening party, and also from the clips we saw from concerts, of course. But I loved the stripped back, just acoustic Tyler and ukulele, and that was it.
Yeah.
When the single version came out, it was more produced. Josh is on there with drums, and it's fun, but it's not nearly as good to me.
Yeah.
I think that it gets across the same feel and the same like message to Jenna, but it's just not. It doesn't feel as personal or as like sweet when it's a full like produced thing with Josh around. And like Josh has been around for tearing my heart. He was there, but. For Smithereens, I feel like it was. I don't remember. I think it was basically just Tyler on that one.
No, there's drums and stuff on there. Yeah.
But this one, I don't know. Hearing Jenna's version first and getting that beautiful like acoustic stripped back feel made me love the song. And this one, I was just like, I'm glad this one didn't make the album. Yeah. But I do. I still like the song.
Yeah. I have a similar thing. Said there's a lot I want to say about this single. Sorry, I forgot how much I wrote. There's a lot I want to say about this single, but I do think my thoughts make more sense when it's framed after Jenna's version, which I have already written a blurb for, and I will get to. All I will say for now is that I think this is by far the weakest song of this era, the single version, by the way, and I just don't really like the production on it. I don't want to regurgitate Brad's thoughts on this one. I'm not sure if you saw his review.
No.
He basically said like this is just a Lowe's advert or something like that.
With Home Depot advert with Josh's portion in the video.
But like I also noticed kind of the same thing. I thought to myself, this sounds like I'm going back to school soon. I need to get some supplies at Walmart. And I don't know, that really, really commercialized sound just takes so much away from these lyrics, in my opinion. I'll talk about more in a moment, but I will say that there are some nice instrumental build-ups in this version that are nice, and they don't really exist on Jenna's version, so it's like, okay, I mean, that's kind of cool to hear. I like that. It's not like bad, but I also think it's a little too cheesy and upbeat in kind of some of the worst ways. So
for sure.
But when it comes to the video, I think it's cute. I do like the running theories of this being a metaphor for Skilled and Icy. The whole concept of the video is them making a shotgun shell and putting like art on it and all that. That represents it's a project that they put a lot of love and care into, only for critics to give it a shot, quite literally, and then call it a miss when it misses. This to me kind of falls in the middle of the music video packs. This falls in the middle of the music video pack for me. It's not my favorite. It's not my least favorite music video. I think the concept is cool, but I just don't really find it all that visually stimulating, to be honest. I think it just kind of looks a little boring.
I said on first watch I was very confused as to what this had to do with anything in the song. And honestly, it really doesn't have anything that correlates, at least that I could find, and I don't think it does at all. However, it does feel like another connection to the disappointment of Scaled and Icy not doing well. And to that I say, shame on you.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
Not us.
Single version of the song is nowhere.
Sorry, I fucked it up.
But I don't remember where I was before this, but it's another thing with the Scaled and Icy disappointment and how it didn't succeed, how it missed, as the video shows. But yeah, the video's cute, but it's not like, no, it doesn't pertain to anything that happens in the song, and it kind of, I don't know. And like I said, it's nowhere near as good as Jenna's version, but it's fun. It's cute. Yeah, it's still cute. But yeah,
cool.
Cool. Good.
Yeah, I couldn't remember who started. Okay, the Craving Jenna's version. As you can see, I do have a lot to say about this one.
Cool.
This is their best love song, like hands down. Jenna's version. When I reviewed the Heathens and Trees single on Album of the Year, I mentioned that I really wanted to hear a more acoustically driven song from them because Tyler just sounded heavenly on that. And this is exactly that. It's just a man and his baritone uke singing about how much he loves his wife, but not in the Chance the Rapper type way. Tyler's performance here is actually phenomenal. It's so direct and intimate, and both the lyrics and the vocals are just heartfelt as hell. And it's such a beautiful little moment. And like I was saying earlier, the baritone ukulele makes this not cringe. It's not cringe at all. And it has an interesting enough chord structure, and like he's doing like some various things to make it sound, thought out. It's not just him playing some chords or whatever. It gives it enough to thrive on its own as a ukulele track. And then I said, damn, I want to fall in love again. You got me crying at 4 a.m., Mr. Joseph. Updates. I truly believe this version is much better than the single version. This really is a less is more situation for me. And all of the pop production on the other one just kind of waters down the open and heartfelt lyrics like I was talking about. The cutesy indie pop production on there takes so much away from the emotional tenderness of Jenna's version, both lyrically and performance-wise. And this is a message to those who have made this one of the lowest rated songs on Album of the Year, because Jenna's version is one of the lower ones on the track list. Okay. I know, it's lower than the single version.
People aren't big into their love tracks. Formidable, Smithereens, like they're the lower of the rated and ranked things that I've seen. But personally too, even so.
Exactly, But I said, this is my message to them. Please, I beg you to look at this as more than just an acoustic version. It's not boring just because it's practically one instrument and vocals. There is a beauty in a raw emotional performance, and the subtleties with this message, and the subtleties speak volumes with the message of this song. Like I really think the performance is just like one of the best we've heard in a produced setting from Tyler, even though it's not produced that much. It's a beautiful track, and like you were saying, I'm really glad this is the one that made the album.
Yeah, really. I start this off by saying this is by far my favorite love song from Tyler. From the little beginning portion with Jenna talking and Tyler's sincere and soulful portrayal of love for his wife, it's just sickly sweet. I love it. That talking portion kind of broke me at the beginning, with her just saying like, I'm sad, I'm crying because I'm getting old and I still don't know a lot about you.
Jesus Christ. Honestly, I forgot to like look into what's actually being said there. Oh my God.
It's sad, but it's like, it's so sweet.
Yeah.
If Tyler is anything, he's a simp, and I love that. I love that about him.
I don't blame him.
And I love that about him, and he can pluck that baritone uke and sing about Jenna all he wants, because goddamn, this is the most heartwarming and beautiful track on the album. And just in general from them, like all their other love songs are cute. Tear My Heart's fun. Smithereens is like cutesy, but like cutesy and in a way, like it's fun, but it's not great. Formidable, it's The Cure, but but this one is just sickly sweet and beautiful, and Tyler is putting on a hell of a performance. It's just awesome. I love it. Really, really, really glad this is the one that made the album. Music video for Jenna's version. Yet again, just a guy who loves his wife, and I love that for him. I love the projections of both videos and just how sentimental the whole song and video are. Is whatever. I don't know, whichever one. Tyler loves the music. Tyler loves the music and making it for us, but he's a husband and a father, and Jenna is one lucky person to have him in her and their kids' lives, because he seems like just some guy who he loves everything.
Full of love.
He is. And it's obvious in the way that he breaks in that verse in the song that was kept in. At least that's what it sounds like. His voice breaks a little bit.
Yeah.
And Josh wanted some director's credit because a lot of those videos were from his phone.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but just like Tyler before the video started, he's like, I shouldn't watch this one because I will tear up. And that was obvious at the Newport show where he broke down for a solid few seconds.
Even when they came back after the video, you could tell he was
But it was just super sweet, and I love this video, and it made me tear up a bit, and it was very, very good.
Yeah, and for Jenna's version of the music video, I said, I cried, fucking deal with it. That little blurb I wrote about wanting to fall in love again, amplified, tenfold. It's a beautiful video. I want that Tyler, Jenna, Joseph love. End of review. That's pretty much it. So
I can see the hopeless romantic kind of feeling of it.
Yeah.
But, I was watching it with Max, and I was like, oh, I love love.
I love love.
But it's very nice. It's very sweet. But great song. Beautiful. Go rate that higher, people.
Yes, I don't know what the hell. Like, I can understand some, like, we'll get into Lavish in a second, but that's another one of the lowest rated ones, and I can understand why that one is. Mm-hmm. Jenna's version, I genuinely can't. I'm like, this is so fucking good. What are you people listening to?
They're listening with their ears closed. It's crazy. Who started? Did you start?
You start.
Okay. Yep. Next we get Lavish, Lavash, Lashash, whatever. That's more the music video, but Lavish is so lush. The production is so like anything we've heard from them, and it's so fun and interesting. It's interesting being in a way that this is it's interesting in the fact that like this is a flex song for Tyler, which is also something we haven't really heard other than the little bit on levitating. Levitating in general is kind of a flex. But this is more of just like a fun little like flex track, and it's very fun. I like it a lot. The chorus is Beatles-esque, and the instrumental just accentuates that. Mike, you said it at the listening party. It's like magical mystery tour kind of feeling, and I totally agree with that. But what in the world is that proctologist line though? Great song though. I had a lot of fun with it. It's very fun.
For Lavish, I said never in a million years would I have predicted 21 Pilots do a straight up magical mystery tour era Beatles on us. Like I was saying, I said, but whoa, this works. I was especially excited to hear this one with headphones after we got back from the listening party. And Tyler's voice is like surprisingly trippy on this one. I really love the tongue-in-cheek nature of the rapping. I personally don't really see it as much of a flex song. I guess in some ways it is, but like I don't know. For me, I just see it as just a really fun, poking fun at the music industry type stuff. Sure. It's catchy, it's funny, and it's groovy, it's psychedelic. This is a straight up vibe, and I will fight any Lavish naysayers that come by. Updates. People have been rating this as the lowest song alongside The Craving on Album of the Year, and man, I must not be listening to the same album. This song is so fucking fun. Although I will say that I missed the full context of that proctologist line until the album came out and people were talking about it. Like I heard proctologist and bottomless, and I was like, oh, okay, that's funny. I didn't really clock the whole thing. I said a line implying butt fucking from a proctologist sounds like more of an Eminem bar than a 21 Pilots bar, but honestly, I think it matches the carefree absurdism of the rest of the track. So I can vibe with it. It's absurd, but like the rest of the song is also absurd. This is just like, whoa, okay, we're going there.
It's just a silly little track, and I love it a lot. It's so fun.
You're not supposed to take this one seriously at all. I think it's
Capri Sun, like it's Don Perry on.
Exactly. Like I can see people rolling their eyes at that one, but like still, I mean, they can roll their eyes at most of it, but to me, this is so just them having fun for no.
Seriously.
I won't say for no reason, but because it's a great track. I love the production on this thing.
Me too.
Video. I don't know why I said it like that. Spoiler alert, this is my favorite music video of the bunch. I'm a sucker for videos with a simple yet unique concept to them, and I love that this simultaneously fits into the DIY vibe of a lot of the other music videos while also just being extremely creative with the camera shots, the lighting, the costuming, etc. And just the idea of it as well, of them basically making a lyric video in person, but also, looking lavish and like being having cool stuff going on alongside it. It matches it like perfectly matches the fun, unserious vibe of the song itself, while also giving us some shots of the boys looking dapper as hell.
Yeah.
This is my favorite one. It's just I don't know how people can watch the music video with this and not kind of see the idea of what this song is supposed to be.
Yeah,
but
this is also probably my favorite, if not maybe my second favorite of the bunch. It's just so fun. The fact that they could find signs in stores for almost every lyric in the song except for lavish itself is so funny.
Yeah, when it first went to the lavash or whatever, I was laughing at that. Just
and Tyler talked about it in the last stream. He was like, yeah, we found something for every lyric except for lavish. And it was like lavash. There was the Greek restaurant like Lasache or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was so funny, and it fits the vibe of it so well. The limo shots are super fun. The suits with the Healy combo in that one shot.
Yeah.
Come on, it's just so fun.
Yeah.
Definitely one of my favorite videos of the bunch. Might be one of my favorite videos of theirs, just in general.
Honestly, me too.
The unserious nature of the song and the video just match perfectly.
Yeah.
And it's so funny, and you can tell they had so much fun filming it as well. The limo shots with them like outside playing rock paper scissors, cool. And like. I like the Napoleon line where the camera zooms into Tyler and he's doing like the flex and everything. Yeah. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Just really fucking good, really fun, and the NDA is fine as well.
Yeah.
Like, come on, you can't do that. You can't hate it.
Yeah,
really.
It's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Next we got Navigating. All right, we got another summer banger on the loose. I absolutely love those full hits of rock guitar and bass on this one, and drums as well. That shit sounds so good when that happens. The energy is great here. Tyler and Josh are killing it throughout. Although, I've got to say, I'm not loving the chorus on this one as much. I feel like it's the only time on the album where the rest of the album... The only time on this album where the rest of the song overshadows the chorus. Thank you. I don't really love the way he says navigating. Like it just, I don't know. That feels a little strange to me. And the rest of the chorus feels just kind of serviceable to me. It could very well grow, but and I'm a Brain Dead fan, so I'm gonna love it in a week anyways. But just worth noting for now. Update. It grew on me. I still don't love the chorus, if I'm being honest. I think it could have been I feel like there's a better chorus that they could have done than this one. But the song that we have is still infectious as hell, and that halftime breakdown that happens in the chorus that leads into the really heavy rock sound, that's really cool, and it kicks ass. There's great stuff about it. I still think that the chorus could be a little bit better. It could have been a little different direction. But I still think it's great. So
this song is that bitch.
Yeah.
Back to that punky, more rock forward vibe, and it's so full of energy. I love it so. Tyler's sound is fantastic on this track, and Josh is killing those drums. I love the lyrics, that feeling of disassociating while trying to think of the worst case scenarios and wanting to hold on desperately to the things and people around you that you love the most is so relatable. I love this track. It's so catchy, so fun, so punky. And Tyler Robert Joseph needs his ears checked because he said this is his least favorite.
Yeah.
And I said, what? Me and Mike, we were watching the live stream at the same time.
Yeah.
Tyler said that. And I said, Tyler, that's fucking crazy. And you sent me a text at the exact same time.
About something else, but yes.
And I was like, whoa. But I love this song. It's probably my favorite on the album. It's just so fun. The chorus maybe a little weak. And the way he says navigating is a little weird. But it's fun, and I love it a lot.
Yeah.
And it's just, really fucking good. But, music video...
Lore time.
Lore. Also, welcome back, Famous Last Words by MCR. The music video, at least, the fire in the background, very reminiscent of that.
Oh yeah.
For real though, the parallels between this and the vid from My Blood were very unexpected. Don't play with Josh; he's got special powers too, ClaNcy. It is sad, however, that Tyler has been alone in the story since Levitating. But it does make sense when we get down to it and the lore and everything of Josh just being there but like not being acknowledged in the
Yeah.
live stream, especially where they're like, "Where's the little idiot? Where is he? Where's your friend?"
You can even tell in the
Yeah,
poster
yeah.
and the
And then
album
it's-
cover that Josh is a little out of focus.
Yeah, it makes more sense now.
Yeah.
People were like, "Why is Josh out of focus?" And I think we both were too. But it makes sense now with the lore. Yeah, I love the video. Could have used that handshake when ClaNcy and the Bandito Josh met up, but also those My Blood sounds at the very end of that drone shot of above all the Banditos. Those little My Blood synthy bits were peeking through, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I love this video. It's the only other lore-heavy video that we got.
Yeah.
And I'm happy about that because it is my favorite track so far, and thus far since the album came out. But yeah, very cool video.
Yeah. Navigating. For the video, I said, in terms of lore videos, it's alright. At the end of the day, this is really just mostly some people walking around through a forest with torches, with intermittent shots of the duo playing in front of a big bonfire.
Yeah.
It's pretty much what the video is. I like a lot of the parallels here, such as the big bonfire feels very reminiscent of the Heavy Dirty Soul car explosion to me. There's even one shot where they're looking at like the ash and stuff like that, and I think there's something like that in the Heavy Dirty Soul video.
There's also like in the video where the car explodes, Josh looks back from the drums, and Tyler's like facing it and everything.
Yeah.
But also there's a shot where like the branches kind of look like the outline of the car, so it's kind of like, oh, okay,
yeah, very reminiscent of that. And also there's like flowers that they walk by at one point that are very reminiscent of the jumpsuit video, because I think there's a shot like that in there too where they walk past some yellow flowers. And of course, the big one being the parallels to My Blood. Josh isn't real, never was. But I also like how the opening synths of the song My Blood are brought back at the end, like you were saying. But the reveal was kind of cheesy to me, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Most of the music video looked pretty good, but those black and white shots where it reveals that Josh was never there just kind of look corny as hell to me.
Yeah.
And not nearly as impactful as they did in My Blood, when it, spoiler alert for My Blood, where it was revealed that the brother wasn't real or wasn't there. That looked way better in that music video and didn't look like thrown together in 2 minutes.
But I get it.
I get it. But also for the lore video, it's kind of like, really? I don't know. I'm excited to see where this leads into Paladin Strait for the music video stuff, because I think he said it's going to take place directly after this one.
Just like this one takes place directly after Overcompensate.
Right. So I'm excited to see what happens there. But I thought in terms of lore videos, this one was kind of just okay.
It's not the best of the lore videos, but it gets the point across. It's the lore video done in probably the least expensive way they could have done it. So
probably. I agree.
It makes sense, and I still love those outfits from Voltsoy.
Oh yeah, I mean, seeing Torchbearer, I was like, that outfit's so good. Yeah.
And hey, we got Bandito. I wonder if his head's shaved under there. I doubt it, but
We'll see.
I kind of hope not, because
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, obviously it's not right now.
Yeah.
I doubt it, but hey, it is great to see those trench callbacks.
Yep.
I'm very excited to see how we get to Paladin Strait.
Yeah.
Hey.
Cool. Well, you're up next.
Am I? Okay.
Yeah, basically, whoever reads the music video last
so
is
true.
the next person.
Snapback, track 10. This one's interesting because it just feels like a different version of Backslide, especially with that being a lyric in the song.
It's kind of like Jumpsuit and Nico and the Niners a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The allusions to Blurry Face and Heavy Dirty Soul specifically are very cool. Kicking it back in 2017 when the video came out, kicking Blurry Face, everything, all that. With Vignette being about addiction, this feels like another stage of it, falling back into the old habits, but knowing what must be done to finally kick it. This one still has room to grow for me personally, but I am beginning to enjoy it the more I listen to it. On first listen at the record store, that one, I don't know, I don't remember how I felt about it.
Yeah.
But on first listen with the album, I was like, it didn't really stick with me. But the more I listen to it, the more I'm kind of enjoying it. I'm just starting to get it a little bit more. But first listen, I was like, okay, yeah, not my favorite track, but it's good.
Cool. Yeah, Snapback. I realized I just called myself a brain dead fan on the last track, but I actually will have to sit with this one a bit to solidify my feelings. Again, reminder, this is my first reaction to it. Here's the deal. I love the lyrics on this track, like, a lot. I can unfortunately relate to it in the same way that I can relate to Backslide. I also love when this track builds, what this track builds into during the bridge. I think it's a really cool change of pace in the song, along with the really sick vocal layering present throughout the whole thing. There's a lot of, like, vocal panning and just, like, weird effects on the voice that are really interesting. But I don't love the instrumental for the first 2/3 or so of the track. I think it serves its purpose to have that cool sonic payoff when the track does eventually start growing into something else. But I can't really tell if the first part was needed in order to achieve that effect. That was where that ended. Update. I actually do think that it's needed. Similar to Lavish, I think that this track captures like a really specific feeling for me, just in a way more serious nature, because Lavish is fun as hell. Yeah. This whole song feels just like unnaturally calm. It's like that feeling of knowing that something is off and that it's all going to give at some point, but just trying your best to ignore that. Like, that's really what the vibe gives off to me, and I think that's super unique and done in a really nice way. And since I like had that like thought, I was like, this makes a whole lot more sense to me now. It's a really specific vibe, but I think they hit it pretty well, honestly.
I think so too. I saw somebody like going through the album being like, it's a kind of a cycle where overcompensates, like feeling fully yourself, feeling good, a triggering event with next semester, and then backsliding.
Yeah.
And then it's the same thing with Lavish, then navigating, then snapback.
Oh yeah, true.
It's kind of just a cycle throughout the album of just feeling good and then everything falling back to where you were prior. And it's like, damn, this is sad. Like,
yeah, it's true.
It's upsetting.
I didn't even think of it that way, but that's also true. Yeah, to me, this song feels almost like right before that moment of sliding back. It's just like you can feel it coming, but it's not quite there yet, which I can relate to that a lot, honestly. But yeah, it's really unique, and it's not one of my favorites on the album for sure, but like I really grew a lot of appreciation for this in the last like 24 hours or so. But yeah, it's cool. And then the video, I think this video also plays into the unsettlingly calm vibe that I was talking about, but I can't say this is really my favorite either. Tyler's shaving his head again, except this time it's for most of the video. I like the shots of him singing to his hairy self in the mirror. But other than that, it's probably my least favorite of the videos. It's not, I mean, I know he said he has a personal connection to it, but I don't know, not really much was happening. Like, I get the whole point of it, but it's just kind of not really that special, I would say.
I didn't write it down, but it is unsettling seeing Tyler with a full head of hair with the blurry face makeup on. It's very weird. I don't like it. I said add another tally to the Tyler getting his head shaved in a music video counter. I like the correlation between making progress, growing hair out, and backsliding, losing it by shaving it all off. The dogs are out.
There's a lot of skin in this music video.
See, a lot of feet. A lot of feet, a lot of Tyler feet.
A lot of thigh at some points, too.
I saw people were like, he's wearing this like checkered kind of like blanket thing while he's getting his head shaved. And I saw somebody like pulled an old picture from Tyler's Instagram of Tyler wearing that same kind of checkered thing. It's like it's like my mom's the only one that shaves my hair still. So it's like, you know, it's interesting. I said, I'm wondering what the significance of the headlights at the end are. Like maybe a real life version of the Bandito torches or something. But I don't know.
Oh, true.
Like it's not the best music video. Tyler said that he, you know, this is one that he's gonna have to defend, and I get it. But him not liking navigating but loving this one. I don't know.
The artist has different feelings.
I know. I was saying that to Max, and she's like, "Artists are their biggest, critics." And it's like, I know, but it's just, upsetting. But yeah, not the best music video, but I do like the unsettling, like you were saying, nature of the garage. Yeah, just the empty garage with the weird deer hoof.
That was strange.
Coat hanger.
One thing, if you're done, to add on. My interpretation of that ending, like I said, this to me, Snapback feels like the moments before falling back, and I don't know exactly the right words. Euphoric isn't the right word, I don't think. But have you ever heard like when people are, about to commit suicide or something like that,
Yeah.
they can feel this sense of euphoria and like calmness and just like they figured it out kind of thing.
Yeah.
It kind of gives me that vibe,
Yeah.
the whole video. And then like when there's the lights at the end, you know, going towards the lights like next semester, that's kind of my interpretation of it.
Okay.
But once again, that's based completely off of just like the feeling that the song gives me.
Yeah, especially with like the dancing and everything. Where
Right.
He's like figured it out. He's stopped talking to himself and he's like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if euphoric's the right word for that, but just like that really unnatural calmness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of how I see it. But still, yeah, it's just kind of, yeah.
It's up to interpretation.
Exactly. It's very artsy. But cool. Who talked last? You talked last, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Oldie Station, track 11. The obligatory push through, you'll be okay, bud track. And it's very, very sweet. I love the simple drum track and the piano that shows up in the chorus. And then that synth that brings us into the switch up towards the end of the song. So getting through dark and tough times are hard, but those special moments and even something as simple as a song you love showing up on a radio station in the car can help you push through. It's a nice little bright moment that shows that not everything's bad, not everything's dark. You'll be okay. Just push through.
Yeah.
And that's what this song is all about. And it's a super sweet song that it's grown on me significantly. It's very sweet. Again, it's not one of my favorites on the album, but it's grown on me quite a bit.
Yeah.
And it's very sweet. I like this one a lot.
Yeah. Oldie Station. I said, look, I'm a ClaNcy defender, but the song does sound a little bit like ClaNcy derogatory. As with the last track, I do love what this song ends up growing into, and the bittersweet lyrics about aging are really nice and a fresh topic for Tyler to write about in his music. I mean, he's talked about growing up before, obviously, stressed out, in slow down. But like, aging into like middle aging, I think that's what this song more feels like for me. It's fresh, but the first 2/3 of it are just kind of boring to me. It's very classic pop rock, for better or for worse. The only part I genuinely dislike is the couple of times those gang vocals come in. Relative pain. I think they just sound like they don't really meld together with the rest of the mix for me, and they sound. They kind of stick out like an awkward sore thumb.
It's weird, and also the way that Tyler winces at them in the music video, like
right
when they happen, he's like, "What are you doing?"
Right. I'm sure there's some significance he has for that, but I will say, when they were singing that live, the crowd was singing that part, that was cool.
Yeah.
That made me almost appreciate the line a little bit more. But I think in the actual song, it still kind of sticks out in an awkward way.
That part feels very made for live crowds.
Yeah. It also feels slightly AJR-ish, if I may say.
But what you were saying about them like writing about aging and getting older, AJR could take a page out of that book.
Yeah, instead of aging, they could AJR me.
Yeah. Exactly. You're on it with the building off bits.
Yeah.
Last week you weren't doing too good.
Yeah, last week I was a little out of it. I don't know why. Is the pressure of being on camera? I don't know.
We can see ourselves.
Yeah. But yeah, that's really the only part of the song though that I just like genuinely am like, I don't know how I feel about that. But everything else on an instrumental level just feels a little lackluster when compared to the rest of this record for me. Ending on a good note definitely helps the track, but I agree with the common consensus thus far. This was pre the album coming out, that this is the weakest track, which actually I think it might still be the low. This one and Lavish are pretty similar in score on Album of the Year. Update. I still feel pretty similar, to be honest, but I really love the last section of the song, like a lot. Like once that synth starts coming in and he starts singing that last little melody and those lyrics at that part, I don't know, I really like that part of the song a lot, and it kind of makes the whole thing worth it for me. It makes the whole song grow a little bit on me, but it's still not one of my favorites, but I do appreciate it a little bit more just because that ending part of the song is so like nice. I like it a lot.
Cool.
Video. Oh yeah, me first. Video. This is also one of the better DIY videos. The concept is simple, but just has a really funny reveal with what the concept is. I love that shot of their cameraman just dead in the snow with Josh on the kit next to him. It's just comedy gold right there for me. But it doubles as a nice or sweet ode to the hard work of their crew, which was absolutely deserved with the ambition of 14 music videos for this era. I think it's really nice that they had that tribute to them here. And like the whole concept of it with, you know, I don't even know how to describe it in words. Basically DIY Dolly with Josh doing a lot of physical labor. It has a lot of funny pacing moments to it. It matches pretty well. It's one of my favorite video-wise, to be honest.
Yeah, it's very fun.
Yeah.
I said our poor drummer boy. He said this was his least favorite to film because it was very strenuous on him. I really like the FPE shirt that Tyler was wearing as well. Also, a poor guy pulling the camera. Tyler looking down at Josh after they fall off the little cliff reminded me of that shot of the torchbearer looking down at ClaNcy in jumpsuit. Oh, yeah. I don't know, maybe intentional, maybe not, but still kind of funny. The shot of the fucking guy being dead is so good. And the way they keep panning over. Yeah,
for me, it's just the shot with Josh just like looking confused next to his drum, like in his drum kit. It's so funny.
It's really silly. Unserious moments. But yeah. Also, I like the sweet BTS shot showing what went on to get us this video and all the other videos, really. But also just like the cute little moments between Tyler and Jenna. Yeah. Like there was a shot where someone was holding the umbrella, but it was through one of the PVC pipes that Josh had.
I must have missed that.
But yeah, it is a cute one. It's a very fun little vid. Yeah. Okie dokie.
Cool. So I think, I start this one.
Yep.
Cool. All right. 2 more tracks.
Yes,
At the risk of feeling dumb. The breakdowns on this track carry hard for me. I kind of wish it stayed a little bit heavier the whole time, to be honest. I'm not saying that I think the whole thing should sound like the breakdown, because that would ruin the whole point of the drop in the song, correlating with the lyrics drop. But maybe instead of contrasting like a cutesy synth pop sound with a rock breakdown, it could have been like, I don't know, a softer rock track contrasted with harder rock. To paraphrase what I'm saying, I don't love the main instrumental of this track, which is seemingly a pattern within these last few songs, to be honest. But I didn't put this in any of my notes, but on the live stream, I think, this is the one that he said that Paul Meany had like 50 versions for or something like that. Yeah. So like, I'm guessing they did try a lot of stuff with it, if that's the case. I don't know, I feel like maybe this wasn't the best outcome for it, but update. This one also grew on me. Admittedly, I was also dumb with the concept on this one, the song, but once I realized what the song was about, I appreciated it a little bit more. I wasn't really looking into the lyrics too much ahead of time. I still don't love this one, but I like it a lot more now, and I really like when it goes into those breakdown bits, especially like the last part of the track is just like, it's infectious. I love it.
Yeah. Really. It's an AJR song title with Weezer vibes in the chorus was not something I expected.
That's right. I forgot to say that it was Weezer vibes. It really is.
The drop felt a lot like a Weezer song. I don't remember which one, but there's a Weezer song that reminded me a lot. Yeah. And I was like, this is weird, but they make it work. Yeah. And I resonate so hard with these lyrics. That feeling of not wanting to be a burden when you're at your lowest and don't want anyone to see you in that state. Heartbreaking, but relatable. I love that. I love the rock breakdown so much, and this song is one of my favorites. Honestly, this one grew on me hard. Yeah. And this album is so mental health forward. What the fuck?
I think it's just time 3 you've been confused by your writing.
Okay. This album is so mental health forward to think more. I think more than it's ever been, and I'm so happy about that. Yeah. It's just checking on your friends, making sure they're okay, not wanting them to be alone in their lowest times, but also that feeling also just in Tyler of like not wanting people to see him at his lowest. even the people he loves, it's like, damn, that fucking sucks, and I hate that I know how that feels.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's I love the lyrics on this one. The rock breakdown is so good.
Yeah.
The way Tyler's singing in those rock portions, fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
And Josh gets to have a lot of fun on drums on this album, and I really love that for him because he sounds great. But, yeah. Music vid.
Yep, music vid.
At the risk of feeling dumb, they're really putting Josh anywhere. Worth it for the sick ass bridge shot though.
Yeah.
Very Midwest with the hay bales though, and I love the drop parts where they're dropping drums or falling off or all this stuff. Josh's cymbals falling off of the piece of wood at one point.
Hay bales.
Which probably wasn't good for it.
Probably not, no.
Hey, he's got money for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they can afford new ones.
This vid shows how fun this song is going to be live, I feel. Also, migraine building. Where they're at the top of the skyscraper. It's kind of, I think it's the same building from Migraine.
It's been a while since I've watched that music video, so.
But once it transitions and they're on a fucking skyscraper.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same building from the Migraine music video.
I have to watch that again. It's been a long time.
Right. But it is very, very well shot music video.
Yeah.
I love the shot where they had to get somebody up there on that bridge to shoot Tyler from the top angle. Yeah. From where Josh is on the bridge. But like, I love him looking up, and also the shot where he's like kind of punching at the camera.
Yeah.
It just feels very like I don't know. It feels like fighting for, that want to have insight on how somebody's feeling that you love. And I love that. It's a really, really good music video, and I feel like it fits the vibe of it very well. I love this one a lot.
Yeah, I said I like Tyler's description of this video, calling it a progression of height. That really, sums it up pretty well. It's a simple concept, but it pays off a lot by the end when they're on the skyscraper and everything. Mm-hmm. For me, this one just has a lot of cool shots, especially in that bridge section you were talking about. There's a lot of cool camera work at that part. The ending section on top of the building really fits. I like the transition into that, and it works well with, the heavier part of the song coming in. It's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah. All right, the closer. Yeah. Paladin Straight. Here we go. ClaNcy's triumphant closer, finally going after Nico to end it once and for all. The most upbeat closer we've ever gotten from the boys, and that production is so fucking lush. I love it. I love Tyler's vocal performance and the vibe that. Jesus H. Christ. I think the vibe that carries throughout the entire track. I'm pretty sure that's what that says. The uke, that says uke. The uke that carries throughout the entire track. It's very cinematic and beginning.
2 times in one song.
Yeah. It's very cinematic. I can't wait to see what we get for the video. The visual aid is very pretty. I like that shot of Tyler looking out over the water. But the visual aid pretty fits the vibe. That cliffhanger is a killer, and I'm interested to see if it's either solely for the video, maybe an extra track, or maybe an extra track like a ClaNcy Deluxe something, or maybe we're not done with the story at all. And hey, who knows? Maybe it's the double album theory. Yeah. Fully doubt it, but but I can see it being either just gonna be the visual aid, gonna be the video, or it could be an extra track. Maybe, who knows? But I really like this closer. It's very pretty. It's very upbeat, like I was saying, and it does a good job of closing out, other than that cliffhanger. But I like it a lot.
Yeah, Paladin Straight. Wow, headphones are a game changer here is the first thing I put. The synthy part of this track has Paul Meany / Mute Math written all over it. I mentioned that during the listening, but every time I hear it, I'm like, this is so Paul Meany Mute Math. I've only listened to their most recent album, whichever one.
Their breakup album.
No, it's... I don't think the album's called Hit Parade, but it's the one with Hit Parade on it and Nuisance. Play Dead, that's what it's called, I think. But just listening to that one album, I was like, this sounds so much like something he would do. But from the vocals to the chord progressions and to the instrumentation itself, Paul Meany, I'm not complaining. It sounds so good. Simultaneously, though, this is probably the most Trench-adjacent track on the record, in my opinion. Now, like I said, I think actually I would give that to Overcompensate, but this is a close second for me. Very Bandito-coded on this one. I love the acoustic half. It has a very nice folksy flavor to it. Like I think you said that during the listen-in. I think this is a really strong ending to the storyline for me. I misinterpret. I don't really think there's a correct interpretation, to be honest. But I didn't see this on my first few listens as going after Nico. I saw this a little differently that I will get into. But yeah, I think it's a really strong ending to the storyline. The world of Trench has always been a convoluted metaphor for mental health. And I think the imagery on this track of being willing to swim across a large body of water through a raging storm just because of a glimpse of hope on the shoreline is really, really beautiful. That's how I saw it when he was saying like, I can't remember the exact lyrics, but a visual aid of you on the other shoreline or whatever. I kind of saw that as him talking about hope. So like going through all of that just because of a glimpse of hope is really beautiful to me. I really like that in my interpretation of it. I think that's some of Tyler's best world building lyricism right there, just in general, no matter what it's about. And the relaxing sounds of nature to top it off, I think that's perfect, because to me that represents getting to that shoreline, and to me that represents getting to hope. People are going to hate that minute of birds chirping that happens after the song, but that plays into the concept of this track perfectly for me. Although I do think the ending is a little bit confusing. I thought this was meant to be the conclusion of the Dima storyline. Why are we ending on another cliffhanger? I don't know. I thought it was a little frustrating because I think the actual song wraps it up nicely. At least the interpretation I had of it wrapped it up really nicely. It's not too big of a deal. It's still a beautiful finish. But, you know, it does kind of make me think, like, I don't know. Once again, it kind of comes down to the marketing of this album being the big conclusion and all this lore heavy stuff. And then it just kind of like thrown in at the end there a little bit. I'm excited to see what happens next because, like he said, does this sound like the end? And it definitely doesn't, and it's definitely not the end. I personally don't think the Paladin Straight music video will be the end either, because this happens at the end of the music video. I heard someone say, kind of like you were saying, that there might be an extra song or an extra deluxe version, and that they planned it that way because they knew these leaks would happen. I think, was there a leak for Scale and Icy?
I don't remember either. I don't think so. Yeah. I do. I remember, obviously, the one for Trench, but I don't think the one for Scale and Icy.
Maybe not. But I think they knew in some sort that this could have a leak potentially to it, and therefore they're saving a track or saving something for being the final thing to wrap up the story.
There was also something at the that museum exhibit thing. There was something in Latin that said, like, ClaNcy's final something or other. I can try to find it, but you can keep talking for a second.
But yeah, I do like the song itself a lot. I don't necessarily love that cliffhanger. I think it's, you know, it's cool in some sort, but like, once again, when it comes to the marketing of this, I think it just kind of, it feels a little tacked on, in my opinion. And I think the song itself, when I thought of it as being about hope, really kind of summed up this mental health saga pretty well, of just going through hell to get to that glimpse of hope. Really made a lot of sense to me. But
it was there was a puzzle at the end of end of the exhibition today. If you unscrambled it, it said ClaNcy Ultimus Capitulus, which means ClaNcy Ultimate Chapter in Latin, which, you know, I know it could just mean that ClaNcy is the end, but it also could mean that, hey, maybe there's an extra song, maybe
there's an extra something, I believe.
We'll see.
We will see. Beautiful finish. And then for the video, I said, haha, you thought.
Question mark, and we'll see in early June.
There will be a music video, not done yet. Well, excuse me, apparently. Which, you know, that's fine.
They said they're sitting on it, so they said it's almost done editing, but they're going to sit on it for a little while. But there was also, like, I think somebody saw there was, like, a pre-order or something for merch that they saw somewhere, and it was for June 7th, so that could be when the video comes out.
Yeah.
Could be special merch for the video
Yeah.
or something. But that's ClaNcy.
That is ClaNcy.
I wrote down overall thoughts. I don't know.
I have some overall thoughts,
Okay.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Who goes? Me? You?
I don't know. I mean, yeah.
All right. So ClaNcy's is insanely special to me at this moment. I can't really tell you where it ranks in their albums for me, but what I can say is I love it, and it will be on constant rotation for the foreseeable future. The return of Palmini to produce this album brought it to another level, much like Trench. But what also did that is Tyler's passion and lyricism, and I will forever be thankful for the fact that he is here and alive and well and making music for us. And I'm very glad that I'm alive to experience 21 Pilots and experience this storyline and everything, and just their music in general. Tyler and Josh are some of my favorite people, and they continue to make art that means more to me than I can really put into words. Hell, they blossomed my love for music to a deeper level than it had ever been. And again, continue to do so. But I love this album. It's really good. It's very fun. Not as lore heavy as I thought it would be, and it was as it was advertised to be. But it takes that fun aura of Skilled Nicey and puts it into this like blurry face Trench-esque vibe.
Yeah.
And it does it super well, and I love it. And I'm very excited to see how it grows and how it is done live. But I love this album. But I don't know what they're gonna do next. But whatever it is, I'm ready for it whenever it comes along.
Yeah.
So P.S. I'm just like Josh for real, saving songs that deserve to be on albums.
That's true. You and Josh are connected in some way.
Yeah, I love this. I love this album.
Yeah. Speaking from the dome a little bit here, but ClaNcy, I think is really, really good. I don't think it's like a perfect album. Especially when I was coming here and I listened to Trench directly after it and listened to them right next to each other.
Yeah.
I could kind of see. I was like, this isn't quite to the same level. It's still very good, and I love the highlights a lot, but it's not quite there. But I still think it's very good in its own way, and I don't think it should be compared to Trench directly like that. But I was comparing quality-wise, not like, does this sound like Trench? And I think the hooks on here are fantastic. I think Josh's drumming is fantastic on here. I was watching a lot of reactions to this, various ones, and there was a few people who have said that this album feels a lot like them, and I really agree with that as well. It really does feel like them a lot. Like a lot of their personalities are in it, and you can see it in the music videos, their personalities. But even something like Lavish, like I can understand why people don't like that song if they don't really understand Tyler and Josh's personalities. Like it's super sassy. That's the whole point of it. But if you're not if you don't quite get that vibe, I can see why that would be off-putting a little bit. There's just a lot of great stuff on here. The hooks are amazing. The production is really, really good throughout, even though if there's a couple instrumentals I didn't love towards the end, I think they all come to some point where it's like, okay, this is really cool. I'm glad we got here. Maybe I lost its footing a little bit along the way, but I'm glad we got to the point we did at the end of the track. I think it's really good. There's a lot of things I disagree with in Brad's. I'm not sure if you watched Brad's reaction.
I know. I heard that he didn't like it, and I saw that he gave it like a 39 or something.
Yeah.
I also saw that the way people reacted to it, he's never doing a 21 Pilots reaction again.
That's what he says.
But hey.
Yeah, I love Brad, but I do kind of agree a little bit with the fans a little bit. Obviously, no one I'm not sure if anyone's doing like weird shit, but the way he described it, they kind of are.
Yeah.
But in terms of like the criticism and like the critiques of it, I do think maybe he should have done it without chat.
Maybe.
He says he doesn't get influenced by the chat, but when you see him reacting to the album and then joking around with chat for the second half of the album, it's like, it doesn't really seem like that. I think this would have been a lot better if you had just consume the music yourself a little
I
bit.
understand doing it on stream, and like
Yeah.
that's where you're gonna get most of your interaction and your money from. But go at it how you went at it with all the previous albums you
Right.
react to them with Vessel, Regional at Best, Trench, Scale Nicey,
Yeah.
Blurry Face. You did it all on your own in a separate video from stream and chat, and I
Yeah.
feel like that would have helped him a lot.
Yeah. And I think he even admitted towards the beginning of the video, he's like, yeah, chat was annoying me throughout this, but so I'm editing Brad's here to give you a better view of the album. But editing Brad is from like 12 hours or so, probably less than 12 hours after he did the reaction. It's like, did you really have a change of mindset in 12 hours, even if you listen to the album a few times?
Yeah.
I think that first experience really does impact how you're going to think about it for at least a couple days. But, you know, whatever. What I was going to say, though, is Brad, it's one of the best points he made is that this is not Trench 2.0. This is Blurry Face 2.0. And I actually agree with that.
Yeah.
But I think it's Blurry Face non-derogatory.
Yes.
Like, it's Blurry Face with good production. It's Blurry Face with, you know, really, really good and catchy melodies. I mean, Blurry Face does have that, but, like, it's better suited for the time we're in. Blurry Face does live a little bit in 2015
Yeah, for sure.
at some points. But it's modernized, it has better production. I will say on this album, I don't always love the lyrics on it. I do think sometimes the lyrics and even some of the rapping is just like, was the rap verse really necessary? And like, it kind of didn't really say too much there. Obviously there's great moments of both of those, but there are some moments I'm like, you know, it's okay. But like, I just want to stress again, the hooks on here are fantastic, the production's fantastic. I love the progressions of the songs in general. And there's a lot of creative ideas flowing from each of, you know, Josh, Tyler, and Paul. Like there's a lot of really good stuff happening here, and I think it's a great experience. So,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
Cool. Well, we also did a ranking of the songs
we did.
based on our thoughts at the moment. They could always change.
Yeah.
What I wrote, well, I went down first with my overall thoughts. If you want to go with your first ranking, if you want.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. So my ranking, I'll go through this a little slower than usual, I guess. But, my ranking, number 1, Next Semester, love that song a lot. Number 2, the Craving Jenna's version. I really connect to this a lot, in the same way I connect to like Leve stuff, Helpless Romantic, you know, except Tyler succeeded. But Craving's really great. Number 3, I have Navigating. Even if I have some issues with that chorus, I think it's really, really solid throughout the whole thing. 4, Paladin Straight, really, really good. I love the synths on here. I love the folksy energy, so good. 5, Overcompensate, really fun. It hasn't shrunk on me that much since it came out, except for, like I said, the Welcome Back to Trench thing. Maybe, yeah. 6, Lavish, like I've been saying, this song's just fun. It's so fun. I love it. And I haven't not loved it when I listen to it. 7, Routines in the Night. Sometimes I kind of forget this one's on here when I'm thinking about like the whole thing, even though it's only been out for like a day. But like, it does feel different than the rest of the album, but in a good way. Very, very Blurry Face, but very, very good.
Yeah.
Vignette, really good. Love the chorus on that one a lot. Midwest Indigo, next one. I think it's once again really fun really fun melodies and vibe throughout. Snapback, a really cool concept, maybe not the best execution, but really fun, or not fun, really introspective and really unique on the album. At the Risk of Feeling Dumb, this one is fun, but has, you know, a good message to it. Maybe don't love the instrumental for the first part of it. Backslide, phenomenal chorus, I love the lyrics. Verses, I'm just not a huge fan on. And then finally, Oldie Station, I think it leads into something really good towards the end of it, but I don't love the song up until the end, so. Yeah.
Alright. My number 1 is Navigating. I think it's very fun, very great.
Yeah.
I love it. Next Semester is my number 2.
Okay.
It's fantastic. You know, Tyler and Josh were talking about the fact that like they had a lot of people telling them that like it needed to be a different way, it needed to sound different. They showed them different versions, but at the end of the day, they were both like, it needs to be that first way we began.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they did that.
Yeah, me too.
It is really fantastic. Number 3 is At the Risk of Feeling Dumb for me.
Oh, wow.
It's very fun. I love the message. I love the singing on it. Number 4, I got Midwest Indigo. it's just very fun.
Yeah.
I love that pop punky Blink-182 vibe. I love the video for it. Very fun. Number 5, Overcompensate. Great opener. Vignette is at number 6. I love the chorus on this one.
Yeah.
Backslide is number 7. Like I said, that one grew on me a lot. Number 8, Routines in the Night. It's blurry face but new, and I like it a lot. Number 9, Tied and Straight. Great closer. Great ending to the storyline, maybe. Number 10, Oldie Station.
Wow.
It's fun. I like it. It's cute. It's, I don't know. Number 11, The Craving, Jenna's version. That one might switch places with Oldie Station at this point. Maybe it could go. I can see it going even farther up. It's crazy to see it at number 2 for you.
I really
but
love
I know
it.
you love it. So
Yeah.
Number 12, I have Lavish. It's very fun, but at the end of the day, like, I don't know. The vibe of it is very different from the rest of the album.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun. It's a fun track, but I don't know. Something about it was like, okay.
Completely get it.
Yeah, and then number 13, I have Snapback. Like I said, this one could grow on me, but as it stands right now, it is my least favorite on the album.
Yeah.
Just a little, like, weird, and also, like, feels like Backslide in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love it so far, and I don't dislike a single song on the record.
Oh, me neither. Yeah, I dislike some moment. Well, not even really. I only really dislike that part in Oldie Station with the gang vocals.
Yeah.
But there's some moments I feel less about than I do the really, really good moments.
For sure.
No bad songs on here for me either. Yeah.
Cool. Well, that was our track by track and video by video review and analysis of ClaNcy.
Yeah.
And I hope you loved it.
Yeah. We will keep you posted on whatever happens in this story.
You know we will.
Oh, yes. Yes, we will. Don't you fret.
But yeah, we are more than good to head into Song of the Week.
Think
here.
so? Yeah.
Maybe a little bit.
Okay.
And first this week.
You are first.
So I'm going to go with my number 1. I'm going with Navigating by
Okay.
21 Pilots.
All right.
That was Navigating by 21 Pilots. What'd you think, Mike?
Least favorite.
Oh.
That was a funny bit on the thing too. But yeah, no, I love that song a lot.
I got actually upset when Josh said that.
Slightly,
He's
yeah.
like, you don't have to say that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's so good. Tyler doesn't know what he's talking about, but he knows what he's singing about. It's a great one. I love the energy. Like I said, I love those breakdowns that happen directly after the chorus. You know, drumming's crazy on this one.
Yeah.
Drumming's crazy on a lot of them, but you know, this one in particular, very good. And those full hits of like guitars and like bass, maybe even ukuleles. I don't fucking know at this point. But yeah, it sounds so good. And yeah, definitely one of the best on the album.
Fuck yeah!
I don't know how Brad has that, like a 30 or some shit.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Brad is just a hater.
Yeah, a little bit.
And he's butthurt by the fan. I'm just kidding. Don't be weird to people who don't like the music you like, but also make an opinion for your own and not based off of the people around you.
Exactly.
Anyway, I love that track so much. The bass on it is super fucking good.
Yeah.
That ending, also leading into next semester, like you said at the.
Oh yeah, I became a little nerd there for a second. Like when that song ended, I was like, "That's right before next semester." You and Sam were like, "What?"
But yeah, it's so fucking good. Tyler's singing on that one in the core, the Mayo.
Oh yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, that part's awesome.
So good, so fun, banger.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna go with, Mikey?
Yeah, I mean.
Sorry, I know you don't like that.
Yeah. Only Vince was able to do that. I don't know why, but yeah. For me, there's a lot of stuff I love on this album, but I don't know, man. Those emotions really hit for me on Jenna's version of The Craving, so I'm gonna go with it.
All right,
I'm going with The Craving, Jenna's version.
I'm sorry.
Not for me. I'm going with The Craving, Jenna's version.
And I just hate to put this on her, but I swear that I will get.
Alright, so that was The Craving, Jenna's version. What'd you think of that, Colin?
It is gorgeous. It's beautiful, and I see why you love it so much. It is their best love song by far. It is so heartfelt, so passionate, he's such a simp, and I love it.
Yeah, I think maybe more than some others, I tend to find a lot of beauty in simplicity of stuff. You know, there's a bad simplicity, obviously, for me too, but like, when something is simple, but like effectively simple, I think that speaks to me a little bit more than some other people. I love that vocal performance so much. I love the chords on that song so much. I love the lyrics so much. I love the melody so much. I can relate to it so heavily, and the fact that I love all these aspects about it is like, just, I don't know, it makes like a perfect thing for me. I mean, in some ways, I'm also someone who loves Truce a lot, so if that makes this make more sense for you. I mean, Truce I like on a lyrical level a lot differently than this one, but even sonically I love that too, Truce. So yeah, I don't know, this song, it really speaks to me. I really relate to Tyler in a lot of ways, just in how he feels about someone else in terms of love, and I don't know, it speaks to me a lot, so yeah, I love it a lot. It's a great track.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Grow up, people.
Yeah. Fall in love.
Seriously. Yeah. That's all you need, really.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Well,
love is all you need.
Wheel to spin.
Oh yeah, thank you. I completely forgot.
It is also episode 169.
It is. Yeah, I was saying that during the break that I completely forgot to mention that when we did the intro, that it's episode 169, and we have yet to make a single 69 joke, and that's really unfortunate, honestly. Yeah.
Maybe we'll apologize about it next week.
Yeah.
Maybe you can pull out your uke.
Yeah, I have to buy a baritone uke now at this point. But
next big purchase.
Yeah.
But next week we got an artist analysis. After 2 busy weeks for the pod, we got yet another in a row.
And then probably another one after. Well, yeah, we'll see.
We'll see what kind of bracket we do.
We'll see what bracket we do.
But artist analysis is when we listen to an artist's entire discography, and we talk about each album, how we felt about it, rate them, and then overall rate their discography. We're gonna spin the wheel to see who we get next week.
All right, let's see. I just realized you probably wanted the sound of that from the speaker.
That's all right. Mouth sounds work. What's it gonna be?
I don't know.
It's taking a long time.
Ooh.
Tame Impala.
Okay, I was hoping it wasn't gonna be a long one.
Yes, me too.
So, cool. I think that's 4 albums. I think so.
We got Lonerism, the one before that.
Currents, and then Slow Rush.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
They're longer albums, I feel, but like
they might be.
But 4 is manageable.
Yeah. Sick. All right. Well, then next week we will talk about Tame Impala.
Yeah. Good. Great band.
Yeah. I love that band a lot.
Me too.
Yeah.
Get ready for more of those jokes next week.
Yes. I will be better prepared to work off your bits on that instead of just repeating it back to you.
All right. That's what bits are all about.
Absolutely. Just repeating it back to each other.
That's how we laugh. It works every time.
It's an endless cycle, just like ClaNcy and Trench. But before we wrap up, I know this episode's long already, but if you're here, thanks for sticking around. That's sick. We do this every week. Not this in depth. We did more preparation than usual this week, to be honest, but we got the vibes every week. And if you're in on streaming services, which is you had no idea that was coming. I mean, maybe the audio listeners didn't either, but you can come on over to YouTube. We're under the same name, Broken Boys, capital N BOIS, and you can see us right here. Hello, I'm real.
You also see Max at points.
Yeah, sometimes. It's like a little exclusive.
Give us a wave, Max.
Hey, she's alive.
She's alive and well.
Well, I don't know about well, but alive.
She's around.
You can come see that wave if you want from all 3 of us. We're under the same name, Broken Boys, capital N BOIS. I already told you that, but there you can see us. I think so.
I don't know.
You can see us, but you can also see the Song of the Week playlist that we just did. We just chose 2 songs from ClaNcy, Navigating and the Craving Jenna's version. But we got 3
the single version.
That's for if there's a divorce. This is a single version.
Oh, no.
Sorry. I hope not. Yeah, you can check out both those songs in 2 of 3 places. We got a playlist, one for me, we got one for Colin, and we got one for both of us combined for our Song of the Week playlist, where you can find those songs along with all the other songs we've done. Have we? I was about to check.
Day.
Have we hit one day? Did 21 Pilots do it?
I don't know if we did.
I don't think it. Where is it? Thank you. You know the thumbnail. I should make an actual thumbnail for that.
Oh, we're so close. 4 minutes off.
All right, so Tame Impala will probably do it next week.
They will.
Unless we, yes, yeah, they will do that. They're either non-binary or there's multiple of them.
Who knows?
Tune in next week to find out. But
gender reveal.
Tame Impala gender reveal.
Or lack thereof.
Stay tuned. What was I saying? Oh, the playlist. Yeah,
yes.
Go check those out. Those are good.
Lots and lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff. Almost a full day. Catch up before it's a full day, and then it might be too hard. So do that. We also have links to our personal stuff. For me, I make music, Plaintive, under that name.
Yes.
And, it's everywhere that you could ever want. I'm planning on recording some stuff soon. I know I said that a lot, but I will have the house to myself for a while. Don't find me and rob me. And I think during that time, I'm just gonna hunker down and get this EP done that I've been talking about for so long now.
Yeah. But before that comes out, listen to Cover Mechanism.
Exactly, and rate it on Album of the Year because I have been bombed.
Yes,
and,
only hundreds.
Yeah. Rate it if you do that. Rate it what you actually.
I'll go back and update my review to be 100.
You may boost me by a point, maybe. I think you're in the 90s already, so you may not do too much. Go check out Coping Mechanism. Great album, and if I do say so myself.
It is.
I also have links to my. What was I gonna say? I don't even remember. Instagram down there. My YouTube's down there. I did a Craving Jenna's version piano cover. I really loved that. Love that song. I love that performance of it too. I don't know. I like it.
It's fantastic.
I also have all the singles on there, and I'm planning. Well, actually, I don't have Overcompensate on there, but I'm planning on doing more songs from ClaNcy.
ClaNcy medley before Blurry Phaser Trench.
Or Skill and Icy. I'm a little behind at this point. I think 2 albums have come out since last time I did it. Yeah. Oh god. But go check out the channel regardless. The post and more on there. Yeah. Once again, talking about my Discord friend.
Only Discord friend. Never met them in real life.
Never, no. We got that, or I got that, and I also have an Album of the Year page that I've been talking about. Go follow that, give me some likes. I put a lot of effort into my ClaNcy review, and I think it got buried a little bit, so, it still has 11 likes, something like that, but, give me another like, and I'll be happy.
And even 12.
And even 12. No more than that. Go check that out. And I think that's it for me. I don't know. TikTok, I think it's there too.
You posted a couple. You did a vocal cover of The Craving.
I did.
Part of it.
Yeah, I think. No, I did the first verse and the chorus, and I think I fucked up the ending of the first verse and did the second verse. But who cares?
You sounded great, and you had a very nice voice on you.
Thanks. I made it myself. Not really.
Yeah.
I don't know. How does it know? Colin over here.
Cover yourself.
I made the cover myself. There you go. Colin over here. He's got
wait.
too.
Proximity.
Oh shit. Oh my god. I always forget about this. Approximately. I think I've already said it in trench or something like that. I'm swimming that Paladin straight, baby. You know me, swimming through those waves, looking for you on the shoreline.
Yeah, but they're back turned to you. Yeah.
Yes, you're on the beach, but you're not facing the beach. You're facing the other way.
Taking aesthetic pictures of the sunset.
Yeah.
And Mike is in the background of the picture swimming.
Yeah, you can hear a little bit if you pay attention enough. But yeah, that's me in the Paladin Strait.
Imagine David Hasselhoff from the SpongeBob movie.
Yeah.
Where he's not really swimming; he's just projectiling himself through the water.
Yeah.
And he put on a little shark fin on his back, just to look a little more menacing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
through
me.
the Paladin Strait, of course.
Through the Paladin Strait.
Yeah.
and that's me. You're my proximity to you, dear viewer. Colin over here. How absurd can we get this? We've done worse, actually. I still remember the one where you were on the ceiling. I was like below their bed.
That was good.
What a weird one.
We'll have to compile all of the Kate Love cages at some point.
Yeah, just to get the worst ones. Anyways, Colin over here, he has this stuff too. He's been doing, he has an album of the year page.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been doing it.
I haven't been updating.
Yeah,
I will put
it's
ClaNcy
there
for sure.
Yeah, go read the
and hit me hard
ClaNcy
and soft.
review.
I'll write him for that as well.
Read the Billy review as well. And then he also has a letterbox where he rates and reviews movies. Anything new up there this week?
No, I didn't watch a movie like I wanted to while I was home, but I did watch a lot of X-Men 97, which is the
is that a show?
It's an animated X-Men show that was a continuation of the X-Men show from the 90s.
Okay.
And it's very good. I haven't finished it. I might have one episode left, but it is very, very good.
Cool.
So.
Cool. Well, you can't read about that, but you know.
That's my review right here.
Yeah, give some love out regardless. And also, Colin has a Instagram review page.
Yep. I'll bring it back to life just for this.
You heard it here first,
Promise.
folks. You heard it here first. gonna get a whole bunch of dust blown in your face, but you gotta go check that out. It's gonna be worth it. But what's your proximity to the dear viewer?
I'm on top of that skyscraper at the risk of feeling dumb.
Oh wow.
They're
Maybe like in Miami or something. Skyscrapers by the beach.
Something like California or Miami.
Yeah.
Not Ohio. Definitely not Ohio.
Yeah.
But I'm looking down at you and I'm trying to warn you of Mike's upcoming.
Just yelling from up there.
Way too far for you to hear me, but I'm up there with Tyler's microphone and I'm just trying to get your attention.
Maybe that's what they're staring at.
Yeah.
They're not looking at the beach, they're looking up at you.
Yeah, some crazy man yelling from the top of a skyscraper towards your direction. And everyone's like, is he gonna jump?
Yeah.
But no, I am gonna jump, but with a parachute that I have conveniently.
Wow, what are you gonna do with that?
Well, I'm gonna jump off the skyscraper, and I'm going to parachute down to you. Might take a while, honestly. Parachutes aren't very fast, but I'm gonna make it down to you. Hopefully at the same time before Mike, because hoping he slows down a little bit.
Yeah, I'll adjust speed just for you.
Thank you so much. But yeah, once I make my way down to you, dear viewer, from the top of that skyscraper, and definitely not Ohio, I will warn you successful of Mike's coming. And
Some way to phrase that.
and I will hug you from in front as Mike comes out of the water like Moto Moto from Madagascar 2.
Yeah.
Escape from Africa.
Yeah. Thank you.
He likes them big, he likes them chunky.
Yeah.
But not saying that you're chunky or big, viewer, but I'm gonna hug you from in front, and Mike, he's gonna look a little menacing, but he really just wants to hug you from behind.
It'll be wet. There's been a lot of wet love cages as of
There
late.
have been, but hey, it's the summertime.
Yeah.
We're all about swimming. We love swimming here at the Broken Boys podcast. But Mike's gonna embrace you from behind, but you're on the beach, so hopefully you're expecting to get a little wet, and I'm gonna hug you from in front, and me and Mike are going to lock eyes and realize this is the Paladin Strait, and that's pretty crazy. And we love ClaNcy, and through our combined love for Twin Island Pilots and ClaNcy, we're going to culminate that love in a big old smooch right next to your head, dear viewer, and it's going to be loud and squelchy, and it's going to be beautiful though. It's going to make you feel the same feeling that we got from listening to The Craving, single version.
Yeah.
Me and Mike, while we hug and kiss as we embrace you in what we like to call the love cage. And that's what we like to call it. That's the love cage.
Yep.
And if you'd like your very own, you can drop your address in the comments below, and we will find you and give you your very own love cage. You won't know when, you won't know where, but we will find you, and you will get your very own, and you will love it.
Yes.
Because it is the most appealing thing on the planet.
Yeah.
So
Our past reviews have been crazy. They're anonymous. Like, we only take them like to the firm, like they're in public. But the reviews are very, very well.
No review bombing for us.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because if they do that, we find them and we give them a different type.
We don't give them a chance to review bomb.
No, we give them a suffocating cage more than anything.
Yeah, we give them a hate cage.
Yeah. That's it.
New lore just dropped.
With the coming of new 21 Pilots lore, we get new Love Cage lore. And that's just how it is. So, go drop your address, get your own Love Cage. Yeah. And we will talk at you next week about Tame Impala.
Hell yeah.
Hope you enjoyed our ClaNcy review.
Yeah.
Love you.
Bye. Love you, bud. Bye-bye. I don't know what that was, but...
Bye-bye.